Hello. How's it going, everybody? It's been a while. So, I don't know, I had grand visions of a bold return, and then I got hit by jet lag, and my building is being renovated, and the power keeps going out, and I was like, you know what? I can't wait for the perfect moment. Let's just go live and see what happens. God, I'm so rusty. Everything is brand new. Is the construction do better? Oh God, no. No, there's beeping and drillings and yeah. But we're back and I've missed you. God, it's been a while. All right, I got a bunch of subs. Forgive me if I'm rusty. Man, when was the last time I streamed? Like the 23rd or something like that? Holy moly. Shout out to the wonderful Joe, of course, for all of her takeover stuff while I was gone. It's live and something's going to happen. Yeah, honestly, I felt some inertia getting back into this, but that's fine. We'll shake it off. Smith, 56 months. It's a lot of months. Can't stick around because I'm on the train to my partner's place, but welcome back. I really appreciate that. Inkslayer has gifted a sub to Joe. Thank you, Inkslayer. Thank you, sweetie. Pink Floyd, yes. Thank you for 50 more months. Look at that button. Alas, Babylon. Thank you for the 51. How many levels of Europe are you on, my dude? Oh my God, like 7 hours of jet lag. Suno, thank you for using your Prime here. Thank you for the 37. Can't wait to hear about the travels. So speaking of the travels, at some point I do want to try and do a trip recap stream like I did last time and get Nadine and Olivia on and share photos and do all that stuff. I have just been too tired, but I might make like a short list photo album or something like that and figure it out. But that'll be a plan for the future. Again, it's amazing how disruptive the construction has been. Ugh. Where was I? Suno. Nathan, thank you for the Prime and 67 months. Brozard, thank you for the 49 months. We are so back. Omnilord, thank you for the quarter year. Welcome back. I appreciate that. And Koshindan, thank you for the extremely nice sub. Nice. All right. I'm literally going to punch a chunk. That's all I want to do. I'm going to punch a chunk. I don't know what to do in the game. It's been so long since I've played. It's been so long since I streamed. I thought we could just do an old classic, an oldie but a goodie, and that is make a hole happen. Crusher! Hey, friend. Thank you for the 70 months. I hope you're well. Got a train for next week. Oh my God. All right. So, welcome back to our Minecraft world. Oh, this is the first time that I've played a video game in a very long time. What are these? Did I do that? I probably did that. What is this? Did I do that? I probably did that. Why don't I have a beacon right now? All right. First things, there's a third dog? Wow. Oh, actually, maybe I can get some mending right off the bat, and then we'll grab the iron after the fact, you know? Richides. Oh my God, I already have 5. I'm going to assume that Joe is a huge sweetie, and that's where those came from. Wow. Incredible stuff. Okay, I got this pick. Wait, my pick already has mending? What is happening right now? Okay. Hey, what's up, Rach? Thank you for the 27 months. Joe says I went on an adventure. Yeah, you did. Is that where the dogs came from? You're welcome to as many as you need. Wow, Joe. Oh, pardon me. All right. So I want 1 for my axe. I want 1 for this. I want 1 for my elytra, which is here. You know what? Let's just put a fresh one down. And we're going to go downstairs. Okay, I got a plan. Hi, Raven. Oh, no. Jason died? After 10 smaller sessions, I finally made it through the Modern Horizons set review. Lots of heat in that set. I mean, you should have seen how long it took us to record it. All right. Yeah, the wonderful JoJo. Okay. All right. So I want to do this. And then I want to do this. Chat. What should I name my first Elytra? Oh my god. Zensible One, thank you so much for using your Prime. Croco King, thank you so much for the 76. What should we name our Elytra? This is the first thing we're naming on the server. Babies first. Uh-huh. Hubris. Oh, no. Oh. Thanks, Joe. I love that. Never mind, that's better. Yeah, my love. All right, no. We don't. Well, I could kill these ones. Yes, good. Repair my stuff, you fools. The weight of my actions. All right, let's throw Mending on old Smashy here. Speaking of Smashy, that anvil, gone. Apparently, Joe Kim has already made an Ender on here as well, which is very cool. All right. I kind of wanted to put one on this as well. It's only efficiency 4, but that's okay. All right. So. Oh, it's sleep time. Oh, wait, right. Right, I have another portal. I made this stuff. It's taking me a second to remember how to do anything. I'm so good at video games, chat. The Shakara, thank you for the 76. By the way, everybody, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Where do I put regular stone? Here. Good. And then this goes, Smashy goes in here. I have an ender chest there already, which is awesome. I've got obsidian on me for some weird reason. Yeah, that'll do great there. I've got a shield. I've got all these torches. Thank you for being here new to the stream today. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, by the way, how does everything sound? How does everything look? That doesn't, I don't know what that stuff is. I'll just ignore them. Oh, you know what I didn't grab? I'm so silly. I didn't grab fireworks. Yeah. Good and good. Oh, delightful. All right, let's try this again. So I've got some plans. I still don't have a plan for a base, which is perhaps the silliest part. I've got a plan for, I want to make a gunpowder farm. I've got a plan for, I want to make a sugarcane farm. I want to make an auto crafter that makes me rockets. And I think before I left, everything is such a blur now. I think before I left, we decided that we're going to make a fort base. Right? I think that was the plan. And I want to use a lot of mud, which means I need to make a wheat farm. Everything is very exciting here. Yeet. Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We're making a courtyard? Yeah, okay. So obsidian is gone. This is so cute. What in the world? Hello? A fort-yard? Exactly. Oh my god, like an actual proper staircase? Oh geez, well, you know what I need? I still need to install some kind of lighting mod, like a Lightmatica or something, like, not Lightmatica. Whatever the kids are using these days, oh geez, instead of thinking around Optifine. There's the new Optifine, right? Yeah, I know Joe Kim made this farm, but I'm also curious as to who prettified the end. Could my starter base be around the house I stayed in Iceland? So one of the funny things about Iceland, that's not good. I think that's a breach. One of the funny things about Iceland is, I'm going to just mute the game real quick. Pardon me. Oh, the Ender. Let me guess. It has sweeping edge, but not looting. Very clever. A lot of the places that we stayed in Iceland, a lot of like very enterprising Icelanders have started making their own weird little, I want to call them like box hotels, where you go into a piece of land kind of in the middle of nowhere. And what they've made is they've made themselves a series of like mini houses. So like they have a door, they have a bathroom, they have a kitchenette, they have a bed, and like a sofa sitch going on. And like that's it. And so they're not like terribly fancy or complicated, but they've got to be making them good money. Like bunkies, kind of, something like that. That's my Smashy. Okay, let's put Smashy away here. All right, goodbye, Smashy. Yeah. Like, again, like not quite cottages. So give me a second here. Again, I don't want to get, I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to do a, like an actual factual proper, like welcome back streamy thing. And if that's the case, I don't want to get too much into the photos, but give me a second. I'll show you some photos just to describe it. Is there one yet, like an Optifine? I don't think there's an Optifine, but a lot of people have said that a lot of the mods, like the whole mod ecosystem has changed. But give me a second here. Oh, that's so funny. They're literally called cottages. So one of the places that we stayed with a view of Kirkjufell, the mountain volcano thingy from Game of Thrones, was, yeah, just this, right? These little box things. And so this person, they own property and they made, what is this? There's 10 of them. And there's self-check-in, self-checkout. You just like, the door's unlocked and the key's there, and you just let yourself in, you let yourself out. And other than maybe doing like an hour of housekeeping a day, they just rake in money. Which cottages? Disc cottages? Exactly. And so when we were staying there, you know, bam. Actually, I think this was literally the unit we stayed in. Bed that folds out into a couch bed, and then like this is the bathroom, and directly behind you there's a little kitchenette there. Perfect size for a starter base. I don't know if that's quite the aesthetic I'm going for, but you know how it'd be. All right, give me a second. I hope our beacon is done here, because I want a beacon. I am not a peasant. I don't have to do, oops. I don't have to do the peasant's way of punching a chunk. What's up, the Andu? Thank you very, very much for 40 months of support and the welcome back message. It's only something to keep the creepers out. Yeah, but I can make something cuter than that. I got a plan. Let's go big, right? Let's make something that we're proud of. Oh my god, speaking of go big. I need like 30 more. Oh, never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably should have started this first, but you never, you know. All right, so if you were me and you had the opportunity to dig a hole anywhere in this base, where would you start? Right? Because I'm going to punch a chunk and it's going to give us all the resources that we need. Do we want it to be central? Gray, what's up, friend? Thank you for the 14 months. What are all of these messages that I'm getting? Oh. Directly under the beacon. Yeah, but then the lava farm and the cows might have to move. Maybe here? Where's a good chunk? That's the wrong button. That's how you make button show. So if we did, you know what? This chunk seems respectable. We can cover it. We could also not cover it. Wait, oh my goodness. You know what I don't have also? Oh, maybe I was waiting for the, Sorry, let me finish a sentence before I immediately stop my sentence. For the people who are good at Minecraft, of which I know there are many of you, with a beacon, if I start the beacon, you know what I mean? If I like turn the beacon on and then I change the size of the beacon, do I have to redeploy it or whatever the word would be? Do you know what I mean? Or do I have to wait for a fully built beacon and turn it on once and for all? Do you know what I'm trying to say? What's up, James and Or? Thank you for the 73. My trip was so good. I'm feeling so refreshed. I'm feeling so positive. My heart is so full. Like, do you have to put resources into the beacon? Yeah, right? Like, if I power this up now and then I expand it, do you think you have to turn it on and off again if you change the size? That's my thought too. Okay, so I'm going to keep the beacon off until we're ready to go. I mean, you know what? Let's do a little science, right? Let's just do a little science. So currently we have speed, haste, boop, boop. And this is not going to give us the full power because it's only to there, right? Oh, you know what I can't do? Because the secondary, right, I do have to do it again because I can't actually activate haste 2 because we don't have enough stone in it. There you go. We got the answer, friends. We got the answer. All right, I need... Oops, I should just be making sticks like this, right? Yeah, there we go. And the sticks are going to become ladders, and then we are officially punching chunks, but not yet. One more thing has to happen first. Whatever, I'll just make 48 chests. Because what is a punch a chunk without some extra storage? Am I right? Look at the new pups. I missed those. That was Jojo, the wonderful Jojo. All right, now to the redstone. Have these chests. And then, without further ado, you know what? Actually, I'm going to make another chest, and I'm going to leave that chest with chests in it. So this is going to be our junk chest at the end, and this is going to be our chest. And then we get stuff like this. I don't need this. All right, allons-y. And this is where now I need all of you to catch me up on how you've been. How you been, chat? You been all right? I guess what I can do is I can hit some of the broad notes on the trip without necessarily getting into a deep dive like I would do when I get the girls on and we can talk about stuff. I put that box in another box, send it to myself in the mail. When it arrives, I hit it with a hammer. I like the way you think. Did you know that the Emperor's New Groove is legitimately one of my favorite movies of all time? God, I love that movie so much. That was a movie that myself and my best friend would watch, like, any opportunity. If we were somewhere and they're like, what should we watch today? We'd be like, slam dunk, Emperor's New Groove again. I was one of those insufferable people that, like, I just, like, recite all of the lines along with it as you're watching it, you know what I mean? You did not know that. When I first started streaming, and I put a lot more effort into stuff, like birthdays and anniversaries and stuff like that, and I did, you know, custom alerts and whatever, they would always be the Emperor's New Groove related. Like I do like Giphy things and stuff like that. All right, let's just make sure the territory here is properly marked out. And then I'll start doing this like actual punch-a-chunk style. Probably gonna have to upgrade this shovel. Hey, what's up, Adelie? Thank you so much for the 33 months, the third of a year. Always so happy to watch you game. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Joe? Look at this peasant without beacon haste 2. Look, man, I was like 20 iron blocks short. They're smelting. Okay, my guy? Nice work with Chatterfang today. Yo, thank you so much, Canuck. I don't actually remember your actual commanders. Yeah, they didn't matter, did they? That's not true, Canuck. My actual commander won me the game. Pippin was what gave me lethal. Hey, how's it going, Tide Hollow Cat? Thank you for the 50. Also, Canuck, I appreciate you being here. You know, you watched me on a Commander YouTube stream, and you found me on Twitch, and that means a lot. Tara! Oh my god, it was so nice to meet you at MagicCon. I got to meet a bunch of long-term viewers for the first time at MagicCon. It was amazing. I got to meet Tara. You know, actually, who I didn't get to meet. I'm a little bit annoyed. I didn't get to meet Alma. And I know they were there on Friday because I saw them talking about it in Discord, and we just missed each other or something. I actually have no idea how close we would have been, but yeah. Oh, I went way too far. Hello? What am I doing? The chunk ends here, y'all, and I went all the way down to. Shh. This never happened. We're just gonna do. Don't mind me. Rookie mistake. No. This is the dual edition of the Punch-a-Chunk. Do I not have enough sand for this? Oh, right. There was like a hole here before, wasn't there? There. Both ends. What's up, friend? Thank you very, very much for the 32. But yeah, I didn't get to meet Alma, which kind of sucked because Alma is very sweet. I don't know if they're watching right now or not. Maybe not because they're European and, you know, time zones, which I'm intimately familiar with right now. But Alma is typically the first person to say hello in every single stream, which is so sweet. They always say hi, and then they just kind of vibe and lurk, and I would have loved to have met them. Yeah, L. Coggins, I got to meet at the con. Con was brilliant. Amsterdam may have been the best MagicCon I have ever been to. It was so well done. It was the busiest convention they've ever had. I think in terms of attendance, this was a record. It was something like, I think it was, oh, somebody's going to be able to hit me with the actual number. I want to say it was 12,000 people. But at the same time, they had enough tables for everybody. A lot of things, there's like a lot of lineups and stuff, and even more people wanted to go than they could. Like, it sold out. Some people could only get day passes and stuff like that. It was so many people, but it didn't feel like broken, if that makes sense. Like in Chicago, for example, people had to play Commander on the floor because they had sold more tickets and they had tables available for like free play and stuff like that. And I didn't see any issues like that in Amsterdam. Working urban planning, I mean, not necessarily getting to the city and stuff. I mean, just literally the convention itself. Like enough events to play at, enough tables to play at, enough stuff. Like a venue that felt like a right fit for the crowd. It honestly didn't feel like that many. That's what I mean. It was my first con, so I have no reference, but it felt manageable the whole time. Yeah. I wish I could have gone. You're only like an hour and a half from there, and it sounded cool. It was great. It was really, really, really good. I mean, I think the other way to put it is like, you know, don't feel bad if you missed out. Just take it as a selling point. Wait, do you want to get sued? Because this is how you get sued? What? I'm just digging a square hole, James. What's the problem? Yeah. I don't understand. Show us your copyright. Let's go, Rach. Hanskin Boo, what's up? MagicCon was amazing. MagicCon was so, so, so good. All right, who's got questions? I bet you there are some. Hit me. All right, I think I can turn this off now. We met you in front of the con. Oh my God, were you the people at the coffee shop? At the cafe, like we saw each other at the cafe, and then oh no, the commander deck. Yes. Oh my God, I remember now. Yes. Sorry. Hi. I remember that now too. Oh my God. So MagicCon Amsterdam was so humbling and so flattering. No. Legitimately a cafe. First off, how dare you? I worked so hard to learn what the right thing to say in Amsterdam was to make sure I got coffee, because that's all I wanted. Yeah. But like I met so many people. It was overwhelming at times. It was humbling. It was so flattering. So yeah, and to see a bunch of people that I got to meet there hanging out and chat too is kind of amazing too. So welcome, friends. What was the best thing that I ate there? So probably the most fun story around food was Ash Lizzle, who is Dutch, but is not from Amsterdam, took me out for authentic stroopwafel. I probably butchered it. I'm so sorry, but I tried to say it correct. I tried to say it right. Stroopwafel? All right, any Dutch? Any Europeans? How'd I do? Rate my stroopwafel. All right, how we doing here? Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. Not the worst pronunciation. I'll take it. Hey, totally not a beholder. What's up, friend? Thank you for the prime. Okay, this has got to be enough iron to finish this off now. Anyways, James, eat your heart out. Saying bit infringement? No, man. Your bit is to go slow and suffer. My bit rocks. Pew! Where was I? Sometimes he gets to use a beacon as a treat. Yeah. You had them the correct way, warmed enough by your coffee to get them all melty. No. I had them. We went to a street market where they like poured them fresh onto a grill and then watched them like cut them in half and then like pour the struppen fresh and then like eat it warm and stuff like that. And instead of, you know, like the $30 tourist bag or whatever, they also cost us, I want to say like €1 each or something like that. So that's the one I got to have. One of my favorite things at InterCon was bamboozle people when they asked where I was from. They couldn't place my accent as Irish, and he got to pull the actually I was born in Amsterdam. Amazing. So yeah, that was great. The second best meal I had in Iceland, this might seem kind of odd, I had a really good curry. What did I say? Oh, I said Iceland, I meant to say Amsterdam. Thank you, Joe. We had like really, really good curry one night. Just like went for a walk and yeah, it was delicious. I met you while you were playing Rachel Weeks with your food deck. Oh my God. That was one of my highlights of the trip. So yeah, Rachel getting like super into Canadian Highlander has been such a pleasant surprise. And I got to hang out with her and just chat and talk about Highlander for a while. And I'm just like, kind of like freaking out a little, you know? Be like, oh my God, you're so cool. So that was a good time. All right, I'm starting to remember how to play video games and how to stream again. Stop texting me, Snurge, please. I missed you, bud. Also kind of hurtful. This is also so clever. If we just like do sort of our return vibe punch a chunk thing, we're gonna have so many materials to dig with. I was actually thinking of spending a bit of time and trying to find a slime chunk and then maybe also making this a slime farm. And then I was like, you know what? No, that's more effort. I think following in tradition of picking a random chunk and then digging a hole is the way to go. I saw the Twitter photos of the Canlander takeover. It looked cool. So on the Sunday, Wheeler arranged for a little Canlander event. Oh, I'm banning you. Goodbye. You're a baby. Goodbye. Nice try, though. My first stream back and the dum-dums have arrived. Anyways, where was I? Ben Wheeler organized a Canlander event because there's a lot of interest amongst the Europeans to come and hang out and play. And we didn't really know where to go, so we set up in the creator area. And so many people showed up to play Highlander that we actually got kicked out of the creator area because there's too much of a crowd, which I thought was very funny. So the plus side to that is maybe it means at like, say, Vegas or something, if we've demonstrated that there's enough demand, that we can get like an actual event fire or something. I don't know. One can always try, right? Oh, you're building up a swamp slime farm? Oh my God, are you doing the mushroom farm, Joe? That sounds so cool, man. I'm feeling, I guess after the, oh man, you know what it is? Sorry, I just started the sentence like 4 different times. After the museum build, maybe I'm like scared to start building again because that got so big. Maybe that's why everything I want to make right now is just like a redstone farm or something. Because I'm like, I'm going to make this farm, I'm going to make rocket auto crafters, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and all of those are like Lego menus that I can follow a tutorial and not have to creatively strain myself. The problem with firing an official event is no proxies. Again, there's a difference between firing an event and firing like a sanctioned event. And so we might, I mean, that is absolutely a consideration that we'd want to solve for because not everybody who plays Highlander has access to all the cards. So don't worry, we'll think of something. Do I want to help you later? Maybe. So my issue right now, Joe, is, man, so my building is currently being renovated. And they're like, they need, it's not being renovated, sorry. I don't like want to dox ourselves. Basically, the whole building is being upgraded, and they need access to every unit. And so there's like drilling noises and construction noises, and there's like crew out the windows and there's stuff like that. Which is why I haven't been streaming at my normal morning time, because they're like super active first thing in the morning. And then I just don't want to hear like beep, 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 and like drilling noises and everything. And then also like my power cut out at a certain point. So I don't know. I've been medium annoyed plus about getting back into this being like streaming, because it's just so disruptive. It's so bad. And then, of course, next week, Loading Ready Run has the big subathon, which I guess I'm just going to end up streaming against on the days that I'm not there helping. And then plus, it's a very, very, very busy week. And normally, if I'm busy, I'm just like, that's fine. I'll just work a little bit extra. But when I'm like busy and there's noise and construction and like my power is getting cut and stuff like that, then I'm like, why even bother streaming? Which is not a good attitude to have, considering that is how I make my livelihood, you know? How's it going, Cool Dan? Is the hole for, oh my god, our first question, what's the point of this hole? Yes, exclamation point. I don't think that's even a command in this channel. I think that's a command only in James's channel. Sometimes you just gotta dig a hole, Dan. Sometimes a man just looks at a place in the ground and thinks to themselves, that's too flat. What do you mean James's bit? Yo, Jesse! Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Diggy, diggy hole for the Minecraft gods. True, though. If you came here hoping for a point, I have bad news. Nice. Why is that one emote so large? The Ghost Valve activated a brand new Twitch feature called Ambigify the Emoticon. That's not really the name, but that's, I can't remember. In which you can make emote big for dollary dues. I don't get alerts for that, but thank you. Just a way to ambigify an emote. I don't know. I find it the least disruptive of those three. Stick some slime box at the bottom and you got yourself a trampoline. I was actually thinking about, like, do we expand on this? Do we put our farms in this hole? All kinds of stuff. The big emotes don't show up on the VODs? Yeah, neither do, like, the other features, but the other features I find a lot more intrusive. So, we ignore those. Should probably make this shovel better at some point. VOD goblins take another L. Well, I mean, I don't think you're necessarily losing too much when the feature is literally just a big emote in chat, right? It's actually, I would go so far as to say it's actually good that they don't appear in chat, because that means that if you are using this content or this video stream for, I should bring the bed over here, for recording to like YouTube or something like that, you don't now necessarily have to pull things out. Thrithland, thank you so much for the 13 months. I wanted to pop in and say hi. Thank you, friend. Hello. My trip was amazing. Thank you for asking. All right, pardon me for a quick sec. I'll collect some more bamboo. All right, I need to make a bamboo farm as well. So here's the problem. there's like 5 farms I want to make, but I think contractually, that's not true. There is no contract. I think contractually, morally, spiritually, I'll go with spiritually. I need to make a base first. And a base isn't just like a collection of chests on the outside, right? I need to make a home. What kind of partner would I be to Joe if I didn't even make her a home before I made us a bamboo farm? You know what I'm saying? A poor partner. That's the answer. So, bamboo chopping is so satisfying, right? You could always make the farm a home. Interesting. I've never thought of making a redstone farm starter base before, but you know. Jason? Goodbye, Jason. Oh my god, he's back. I'm so back, Gwaldar. What's up, friend? Yeah, poorly announced, poorly planned. Digging a hole. Moisturized in my lane. But we doing it. Boop, boop. What are exciting updates? I got Peglin for my iPad while traveling. Turns out it's the perfect travel game. I also picked up Slay the Spire for my tablet. And I didn't quite enjoy it as much as a touchscreen game. Peglin was perfect. And infuriating. Stupid ball. Stupid orbs. Never going where I want them to. Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna admit to you, to y'all, I got a little bougie. For my flight back from Iceland, I flew Iceland, like the entire country is an airport. I flew Keflavik to Calgary, and then Calgary to Victoria was my flight back. And it was actually a tiny plane. The flight back, it wasn't one of those like big international planes that did, you know, like row, aisle, row, aisle, row. It was just like 3-3 with the one down the middle. And it had 12 business class seats. So just 6 on either side up at the front. And I peeked, and the upgrade was 300 Canadian. And it was the best decision I've ever made. I don't know if I've ever upgraded my seat before, but for a 9-hour flight, I was like, why not? Oh my god, best decision ever. I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'2", 200 plus pounds. I have no idea how much I weigh these days. And for the first time in a very long time, I was actually comfortable on a plane. Oh. The food is better? That's the part that really annoyed me. Do you know that the people up front just get better food? There's so few of them. That must be so wasteful. Hopefully the flight attendants get to eat the leftovers. Yeah. Like, it was probably the best meal I've ever had on a planet. It was, on a plane. It was like chicken breast, asparagus, and potatoes in like a red curry sauce. Oh my god. Joe says the last time she had good food on a plane was in Japan. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, sweetie. Japan was 11 years ago. When I moved home from Sweden, I upgraded to premium economy. I mean, Crusher, yeah, you're similar size to me. So, like, that makes sense. But holy moly, what a deal breaker. So I got on the plane. I was like, oh my god, this is so spacious. Immediately passed out. Slept for like the first 3 hours. Woke up to food. I was like, this is delightful. watched a movie, napped a little bit longer. Oh, it was, considering it was like I said, like a 9-hour flight, it was so pleasant. Last year, when I was flying back from London after the trip, I looked into upgrading my flight for that portion, and it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was 3,000 pounds. 3,000 British pounds to upgrade that flight. And I was like, nope, nope, nope. That is not happening. It was a good choice, but when I went to Australia a couple months later, I really felt the limitations of normal economy. Yeah. Gunner! Hello, my friend. 71 months of tier 2 support. Let's go. Who are you and what have you done with Joe? So, poor Joe is all tuckered out, and I decided to give her a little break from streaming and took over with her blessing, Gunner, with her blessing, of course. Good to see you, friend. Yeah, we're doing a little warm-up dig. Get us back in the swing of things. We'll do some practice here, and then that'll help us out when it comes time to canal later on. You know, gotta test our tools. Man, anybody just like, obviously servers aren't public, but if they were, anybody who stumbled on the server would be like, what is wrong with the server? Why is everybody digging holes? It's like, are they manually digging for slime chunks and missing? What's happening here? We're going to do math. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, Snurge. No one's here to do math. This is a math hole. You take that back. Those are some dedicated griefers, right? Serge comes back from Europe. The first thing he does is dig a hole. I mean, look, I needed a low friction idea to get back into this. I really wanted to start streaming, but I wasn't feeling particularly build motivated. So digging a hole, chatting, hanging out, catching up. This is like just such a vibe, you know? Oh, hello, random music. Why did the punchline get muted? Cool, Dan. I'm nervous now. Was it lewd? What do you call a canal with no C? Oh, I see. Boo! That's not a Surge-friendly joke. Boo! Fell for that one. Thank you, Joe. You come into my family-friendly corner of the internet with a butt joke? As is so often with the chicken case, Serge thought, why not just steal someone else's bit? What, this? Digging a hole? I mean, I know they're digging holes in Hermitcraft right now, but I'm pretty sure this one looks different from theirs. Not quite sure I follow, Gunner. Why, does anybody notable that we know dig holes? Oh, please, please, please. Check the stream title, chat. We are not punching a chunk. That is what peasants do. No. We are erasing the Earth. Oh, Erica. I do like Erica. That's fair. Oh, pardon me. Terraforming, I'm gathering resources. Exactly. So I should go repair my pick. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Joe. Did you also make the end pretty, or did you just make the farm? Thank you for making the farm, by the way. Pretty sure this is home to the 2-time Punch and Chunk World Champ. You're not wrong. You also made the end pretty? Let's go, Joe. Yeah, your paths and your lanterns are great. Yeah. I'm glad Enderman Griefing is off. Because, man, this annoys me in ways that I can't even begin to explain. Oh. What is... Who? What? Whose base is this? Obviously... Maybe not? Maybe this is towards someone else's base, this staircase? It's a mystery. Seeing you and the other lure folks going to Europe did make me conscious that I'm doing the least amount of traveling I've done like in over 15 years. Oh my god, I got hit by that realization as well. I mean, that's the sort of thing too, Crusher, right? I talk about, like, Joe and I had this life-changing, massive trip that we did, and I think about it fairly recently, and I'm like, no, that was in 2013. That was 11 years ago. Oh, you've got an iron farm now too? Man, Joe's crushing it. Maybe we should check out Joe's base on the way home. Or no. Next time we go to the Ender, we'll swing by Joe's and see what he's been up to. Because, yeah, we did like 2 or 3 streams on this before we left to Europe. And now we've left people unattended on this server for a couple of weeks. Who knows how far they've gotten. I also appreciate that we have a proper, like, end sword, too. I said I would make an iron farm, a villager hall, and an ender by the time you got back, and I did those things. My man! You're going to cross that walkway with no handrails in front of your OSHA handbook? It's okay, I've got fall protection on. I've got PPE. No worries. Oh, how much of a problem is this? Not that big of a problem. You're so tired? My man. Well, don't worry, Joe. The Tarkov wipe is just around the corner, then you'll ever play again. I don't have a gunpowder farm yet, so I'm like a little bit nervous about using fireworks for little flights like this. Has Tarkov gotten any less weird? Kinda. I don't know. Tarkov has always been kind of weird. But, like, I'd play. I can't speak for everybody. Hello. What's up, Adsta? All right, let's keep going. How low are we? 44. Oh, no. Oh, God. How long does it take to dig one of these holes? Like 5 hours? Ugh. What time is it? You think we can do this in one? Probably not. Maybe we can. I don't know. I mean, honestly, 5 hours isn't that bad. Especially when we got people to hang out with and chat with. You'd be shocked if this took more than a couple of hours. Well, we have officially hit the 1 hour mark. And, I mean, I don't think we're doing that great. We haven't had the beacon the whole time. But with only one pick, I don't know. You're going to hit Deep Slate and be sad? Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. But whatever, we'll get there. So I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos lately. I was watching Building with BOO. Love that series. And I was inspired basically just for the floor I want to use on the inside of the castle courtyard. The fortyard, I think we're calling it. I don't know. What are all these messages? Oh, geez. Yeah, a mixture of like just mud blocks, or whatever the red mud block's called. Is that baked mud, cooked mud? What's that mud called? So one of the things that I think I want to do before we get like into the actual base is I probably need to make a bigger wheat field, which is not that hard to do. And then on top of that, I need to make a mud farm. Packed mud. Yes, thank you. Yeah, not the black one, but the red one. Like that just looks so good as a floor, you know? In terms of Tarkov adjacency, I'm looking forward to Stalker 2 later this year. Oh my god, I mean, that's a game that Alex has been talking about for like 42 years or whatever. So my issue with Stalker is it looks a little too supernatural. One of the things that I really like about Tarkov is, even when it gets a little bit frustrating, like its realism, quote unquote. I don't know. But yeah, people who like sort of that like Russian survival game thing have been pretty stoked for Stalker 2 for a while. Mud farms can double as clay farms if you build for it. So the mud farm that I was thinking of was literally like just a redstone machine where you put in dirt and you get out mud block. Just one of those like 3x3 farm thingies. I wasn't thinking like a place to actually like lay out a bunch of stuff, but that's not a bad idea either. How do you make it work? Like, what's your starting point for those? I can't remember. Does it use dripstone? You like drip water onto dirt and it turns into clay or something, and you can do it and it turns into terracotta? I honestly can't remember. You just drip onto dirt? Okay. Oh, the basic mud farm is really easy. The dripstone is for clay? Right. Okay. Okay. See, mechanics like that are very funny because I often just think about those for like a skyblock world where you can't go get stuff, but yeah. Ooh, you just got an AC unit. It has been a little bit of a cheeky little heat wave in Victoria since we got back. And I am so happy to report that our new place does a really good job of staying cool. So it's north facing and it's a corner unit, which means we get a cross breeze, and it hasn't been 30 million degrees inside of our place. I've been so pleased because our old place used to be west facing and it'd be like 14 degrees out and 1 million degrees inside of our apartment. So Massive, massive improvement. I know a lot of you were worried. All right, we'll put andesite into here. Let's put the diorite with the gravel, because I don't think we're going to get a lot of either of those. There we go. You are all ore. And back we go. Oh, it's nighttime. There's no such thing as a cheeky heat wave. Well, it's a heat wave that isn't hurting me, but also I realize this heat wave, I think I read an article that something like 40 temperature records in BC were broken just over the weekend alone. 40 of them or something stupid. Ugh. That's so many, right? Hate that for us. I think I might need more stone. What if I moved? All right, first things first. I need to move this bed is what I need to move. There we go. Little optimizations. As heat waves go for here, it's not that bad. I know. It did hit like 40 degrees in some parts in the interior, which is just absurd. That's so toasty. So by the time I got back, the hottest day we had here was, I want to say, like 29 degrees, which, you know, if you live in like LA, that's just every day. But it's pretty toasty for Victoria. Anyways, the point of all of this was we have a little AC unit that we had to get for our old place because, you know, we would have cooked otherwise. And as of yet, we still haven't had to hook it up. I mean, we might have been a little bit more comfortable if we had, but kind of cool. It was 30 on Tuesday. Okay, it was warmer. I didn't know if it had quite hit 30, but yeah. Looking at the Welt bulb temperature in the American South are kind of horrifying. I mean, speaking of the American South, aren't like huge parts of the southern states getting like trundled by a hurricane right now? $35 degrees. Houston, yeah. Texas, man. I'd say any Texans watching, I hope you're safe, but I don't think many of them have power right now. Vez in the Discord. Man, poor Vez. Vez, longtime viewer, also a Canadian Highlander enjoyer. Literally had to sleep at his LGS because his place still doesn't have power. But the LGS had power and air conditioning and was willing to act as like a... willing to act as like a little shelter for people who needed it. So dang. Wait, hold on. Crusher, you're doing long distance running now? Dang, a 20K run. I don't know. I was thinking of going for a little bit of a jog the other day, but the idea of running in the heat seems not great. It's cooling down now. Yes, it's supposed to be a lot more pleasant for the next couple of days. Maybe I'll start getting back into more exercise. So a couple of like, speaking of exercise, a couple of interesting statistics from my Iceland trip. So if you didn't know, after MagicCon Amsterdam, I got together with a couple of friends. We flew to Iceland. We rented a car. And we circumnavigated the island country while stopping to enjoy the sights and everything while we were there. It was absolutely amazing. I do plan on doing sort of like a deep dive visit, like photo style stream at some point. I don't know, maybe this weekend. I'll talk to the girls and I'll see how they're feeling. I know Olivia and I are both still pretty jet lagged, but you know, so it goes. And anyways, statistics. In the 8 days that we did this, we drove over 2,000 kilometers. And I think we hiked over 70 kilometers or something like that. Stats sound an awful lot like math. Oh no, this is just memorization. I'm not applying anything, Gunner. It's like reading a script. Yeah. Those are some big numbers. Those are not rookie numbers there, you know? Oops. Boop, boop. Yeah, we broke it down so we didn't drive too much any individual day. Oh. Well, that's exciting. What a weird water strip here. Yeah, I think the longest stretch we ever drove without like taking a break to, you know, look at a waterfall or something like that was 2.5 hours. But we'd always pull over and find something pretty or do a little hike or whatever. Is that a canal? Yeah. Is this a canal? What do you think? Canal judges? Canal or no nal? We'll workshop it. It is not. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We tried. And the site. Throw that stuff there. Junk goes there. Chests go there. Canaled. Maybe call it a canalito. Ooh, I love the term canalito. Can't-nal. I don't know, Chad, are you a canal or a can't-nal? Getting a lot of can't-nal energy from some of you. We make our own rules here. Wait, the water. It is continuing to expand. No, not on my watch. Yeah, honestly, Scuba, I think I'm in love with the term canalito right now. You're both a could-nal and a won't-nal. I'm dig-pilled? Oh my god. This is going a lot faster than James's chunk. Just got to say skill diff, 50 keys. Just... You know that meme of like the baby and the super jacked like turbo Chad dog? Well, I certainly know who is who. Hey, what's up, EK? That food deck of yours was super neat, however broken you thought it was. Thank you. Honestly, EK, I've been trying so hard to make food a thing that works in Canadian Highlander to like very mixed success. So when I thought I was making like a kind of a meme deck, and I just kind of crushed. To be fair though, there wasn't a lot of interaction. Like one removal spell, we kind of all goldfished a little. And I just happened to get my pieces together a little bit faster than everybody else did. Everyone was in that boat? Yeah. Everyone was kind of just like, all right, what's our deck's thing gonna kind of do? Was there even a single removal spell that game? I don't think there was. There are like some weird little, like, there wasn't. There's like some little fact-finding missions, like attacks and stuff like that, but ultimately, yeah. No, that game, I'm kind of in love with food decks right now. It's not really food, but Kibo might be cool for that deck. Kibo, MTG. Octavi Prince, Monkey. Each player creates a colorless artifact token named Banana. Oh my god. What? What is this card? Whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever it attacks, defending player sacrifices an artifact. He makes Banan? What? Jumpstart 2022. So we were playing today, and Olivia played 2 cards that I like literally had never seen before. Which, I mean, mind you, that's not uncommon. But one was from Aftermath. It was a rare from Aftermath, which I'd never seen before. It was like a ramp spell. I was like, cool. Never knew that card even existed, or that set even existed. And the other, EK, what was the 1/3 she played from Enchantress? Because that card looks like it should have been a Surge card. I think it might have been Open the Way. Like X green or whatever. The other was called Composer of Spring. Yeah, look at this card, y'all. It's a 2-mana 1/3. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 6 or more enchantments, instead you may put a creature or land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. How cool is that? Definitely feels like a commander card, but still. I'd never seen that before. Because, like, if you have one of the enchantresses that isn't cast, but an enchantress that, whenever it enters the battlefield, an enchantment cards, you could, like, draw your whole deck, right? With enchantment creatures? Yeah. You, like, have a bunch of enchantment creatures enter play free, draw off your enchantress, play them for free, draw off your enchantress. Have I checked out Bloomburrow spoilers? Only a little bit. So specifically, again, for Bloomburrow, and I have to say this for every set, I have access to things that are not yet public, and as such, I have a really hard time finding the line between what I can talk about and what I can't talk about, so I never talk about new sets, just because I don't want to get in trouble. But Bloomburrow might be, and this is something a lot of people have been talking about, might be one of the most hyped sets ever. It looks so good. Let's make some more ladders. We can talk about Onslaught. Huge fan of Onslaught. God. I find that we just don't talk about Onslaught nearly enough. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Was Onslaught the set, the experimental set, that was 100% creatures? There were no non-creature spells in the entire set? Dang. Anybody else got any other Onslaught lore? No, that was Legions, not Onslaught. Pardon me. Legions, yeah. All right, Onslaught fact. Onslaught had my favorite basic art land of all time. It was Onslaught block. Okay, I was close. Bloomburrow feels like what Lauren must have felt for people. I think Bloomburrow. Yeah, whatever. The Dan Fraser Swamp. Give me a second here. It's the Onslaught Lotus Swamp. So you're asking if it's the Dan Fraser Swamp. Yes, it is the Dan Fraser Swamp with the flower. This is my favorite basic land of all time. This and the Ice Age basic lands. What have I opened? So other favorites. I think the swamps from this cycle are really ugly, unfortunately. I love this forest. And one of these plains, that plains there has a butterfly in it. Ice Age Plains Butterfly. Yeah. This plains, I don't really have a basic favorite for, I mean, the mountain's pretty good. I like that mountain. The islands are kind of meh, and the swamps are bad. Man, Surge with the hot takes today, am I right? Like, okay, boomer, settle down with your 1995 basic lands. They keep making very pretty new basics. I mean, yeah, I keep looking at some of the new basics that come out. So the new Kamigawa Neon Dynasty had these like full art, like very almost sort of cyberpunk, like the ones with the big mana symbols on them. I'm like, oh, I really like these, and then never got enough. Pardon me. Kamigawa was 2022. Yeah, isn't that yesterday? I don't know. Oh my God. Okay. Bloomborough. Something that is extremely hype for that is the alternate art. I think it was Amy who shared a tweet of this. Let me check Amy's account. No, it wasn't her. Somebody shared a tweet of the alternate art that looks like Redwall for some of the cards, and it is so pretty. I'm like instantly transported way back in time. No. It was like a mouse knight or something like that. Who shared it? Joe's saying that James shared it. Who's James? James Turner. What? Oh, that was the moose, sweetie, not that one. Hate to tell you this, Joe. That is 100% a moose. I'm looking through his Twitter. I can't show Twitter on stream because Twitter is Twitter. It was not James, sweetie. I don't know. Help me out. Anybody got a picture, a link to the alternate art animals that look like Redwall art? Because there's a photo that was going around on Twitter that I was just like, oh my God, I love these. And as a kid who grew up reading the Redwall series, Mabel. Yes. Oh my God. There you go. That's exactly what it was. Look at, oh geez, hold on. Am I safe? I'm safe. Look at this art. Doesn't that just scream? Doesn't that just scream Redwall to you? How does Redwall stand up? Is it still good? Or am I just kind of reminding myself or remembering it with, you know, rose tinted nostalgia glasses? Oh, it's still very good? Heck yeah. Whatever happened to Mouse Guard? What's Mouse Guard? Oh. Should reread Redwall? Apparently. It holding up is very exciting. Dragon Riders of Perns unfortunately did not age well. I think I missed that one. That's all right. Tell me about Mouse Guard, chat. If it's Redwall adjacent, that's exciting. All right, let's go do another little tool repair here, and let's check in on what Joe Kim has been up to. Mouse Guard is a comic series done by the person who also drew that Mabel. Oh, really? Interesting. Ooh, that's dangerous. New York Times best-selling award-winning comic book series written and illustrated by David Peterson. Oh, no. It's very pretty. Oh, no. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Announcer's voice. It was, in fact, not fine. You met and interviewed him at C2E2 about a decade ago. No kidding. That's cool, Zed. All right. So if I go this way. Hello, chickens. Good to see you. Good day. Hello. Blip. He used to work for a company that would interview comic creators, cosplayers, and guests at comic book conventions. Very cool. All right, so apparently if I followed this path, we end up at Joe Kim's. Joe, my man, you gotta increase the staircase height by 1. Okay, good, good. Left or right, Joe? Wait, is he even here? I'm gonna guess this way. Oh, right, I was wrong. Qualdar says left. I'm gonna listen to Joe on this one. Ooh, left is Bastion. All right, I thought you were closer, but then I'm remembering you're actually like kind of far from me. You went looking for a netherite smithing upgrade? How'd you do? You get there? Nope. Unlucky. All right, everybody, welcome to Casa de Joe. Oh my God. Okay. Density. What? The heck is density? Is that an 64 diamonds? Bruh. Joe, you're a legend, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Oh my God. All right, check this out. Pog. 10 best possible roll or something like that? That's for the mace? Ah, okay, okay, okay. So we got wheat and stuff. Right, your base is just in a woodland mansion. Oh, thank you, bud. I don't plan on burgling anything. Hello. Hi, Jim. Ow! Wait, is everybody digging a hole? Please. Oh my God! Oh. Oh no. Jim's feeling punchy today, and then Joe came up from behind and knocked me into the hole. I see how it is. No, sweet, I did not fall. Joe menacingly looking over the hole. I got punched. Hello. So I'm going to bug James until he installs the proximity voice chat. But imagine a world in which Joe and I could be talking to each other right now. Sigh. Just the basics. Word. Oh. Very nice. Yeah, getting a new Minecraft world started takes 5 ever. Horse. Whoa, skeleton horse. Dang, let's go. That's very exciting. Chimkins. Scorse. Yeah. Wow. I mean, you're going to get so many materials by taking this all apart. Very cool. Well, Joe, thank you for putting all the grind effort into getting villages settled. I'm so glad I didn't have to do that this time. Also, I mean, they've gotten rid of it, but also on the previous server, I like double and sometimes triple cured all of the villagers. That took hours. I can't even remember how long it took. Because first you have to roll the villager. And then there's the cure, and then the wait for them to cure, and oh. That 100% needed to be nerfed though, so like, no bad feels about that one. Yeah. I mean, mind you don't even necessarily need to do the full cure thing anyways. Raid farms just give you such a tremendous amount of emeralds that it kind of just invalidates that. But, ooh, maybe I'll make one of those this year too. Writes down another redstone farm. Good. Good. Dearest Jojo, did you start rice? Yes, good. Nope, my sword. Oh god, can you imagine if Enderman could pick up swords and they grab the Ender sword back? Oof. Oh, you also got all the free carpet? Oh my god, that's so funny, Joe. I didn't even think about that. From the Woodland Mansion, you got all the carpet to build this farm? That's so funny. You can put the farms in the buildings surrounding the courtyard. Farms tend to get pretty big. And one of the things that I've really wanted to try and do more often is like spread out my builds. Just to give them, you know, a good amount of space, some area to breathe, all that kind of fun stuff. A little bit of proximity. I mean, honestly, what could have been fun would have been to, you know, put everything into the hole and just stack. Oh, wait, we're leveling up. Hold. Level 30. Maybe I can get a better shovel. I should probably get a better shovel. Please hold. Yes, stop screaming. My goodness. Oh, by building a woodland mansion, you've doxed yourself to cartographers. True, though. Joe Kim. The fool. vulnerable to malicious bad actors on the interwebs. Anyone could find him. As if I couldn't defend myself. One pufferfish and you're ruined. Yeah. I believe there's just going to be a shovel ready for me to attach things to. Oh, this is a terrible combination. All right, what else do we have? Oh, geez. Oh, God. All right. We're going to make a shovel. And it's going to be perfect. So we have efficiency 4. That's a really bad start. And now what we can do is we can use the books that Joe got us. I was hoping for something more exciting. So another efficiency 4. There's an unbreaking. We've got silk touch. And do I have another mending? Upstairs. Pardon me. One sec. Surge is open to getting pufferfished? No. Never been pufferfished before. I'm not starting now. Yeah. Richides. All right. Let's try this again. Yeah. Oops, I missed. Yeah. All right. Step 1. So we have silk touch. So we go efficiency. And then we go mending. And then we go like this. And then we go like this. And then we call it spoon. Perfect. Ignoring the curse of vanishing, I now have 2 perfect tools. 3 perfect, 4 perfect tools? Getting there. Nice. Hey, a serious moose. How you doing, friend? Thank you very, very much for the 9 months. Oh my God. Also, 1 level left over. Basically the perfect amount of levels. My goodness. All right. The hole must continue until morale improves. I was off by some particular amount. No, it was, I mean, everything's perfect. I've never been off by a number before. Not even once. You can tell I believe it. Need to do a little bit of science to get that netherrack going. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh my goodness, am I out of beacon range? No way. I'm too low for the beacon. Oh, I forgot how beacons worked. Oh, that's frustrating. All right, well, time to get in the hole. I forgot about that. I mean, I guess what I should do is dig a hole down into the corner, all the way down to bedrock, and then build it there. Thank you for the basic planes recommendation, Surge. I'd seen you play the Ice Age planes before, but I hadn't realized there was a butterfly. Turns out my aunt just said 12 in stock. Oh my God, that's amazing. Enjoy. I legitimately love those so much. What's up, Squirrel Earl? My God, 75 months. That is such a long time. Thank you for the support. Am I going to do another Vault Hunters run? Maybe? I mean, honestly, I was talking to Deadpine, and I was like lurking in Reese's. It's been a while for all that stuff, because like, you know, Deadpine's on vacation. We've been playing Valheim and stuff. But I was under the impression that Iskal was maybe going to do like another big SMP or something like that. Did I make that up? Maybe I made that up. And then maybe there'd be like another season of something. It'd be kind of fun to kick along with it. But as things stand right now, I'm playing too many survival games. Maybe. The SMP starts later this month? Oh, buckets. I don't have time for that. Oh, no. Oh, Joe. Joe says you don't have time for another SMP. You don't even have time for me. And my heart just broke a little. Oh, she said barely. Okay. Still though. Dang. Yeah, that one stung. That one stung a little. July 20th. Holy moly. That's so soon. Speaking of no time, we also got a Factorio expansion. Yeah, and Satisfactory 1.0 has been announced as well. Oh my god. So I need to finish. V-Rising on the Secret Channel. I need to finish Valheim on the weekends. I need to do this playthrough. And there's Vault Hunters. And, oh my goodness. Core Keeper 1.0? No! Stop! Alright, hold up. Let's go here. Alright, let's not fall into lava. Okay, chat? Tarkov wipe in August? Oh my god. Could people please stop making video games? That's all I ask. I think that might have been an iron vein. I'm not 100% on it, but it might be. What's the first level of bedrock? Is it minus 58? Minus 60? Okay. Nope. All right, we are 1 too low. I'm going to go up to 58. All right, so this, so we go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's 59 actually. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. First level of bedrock is sheep or cows, mostly in Java. Oh, okay, okay, good. Monkey's paw curls, yeah. Ooh, God, I just, anywhere I go, I just find diamonds. Diamonds, how terrible. I know, it's so hard to be me. I just can't walk anywhere without tripping over diamonds. Moving the beacon? Yeah, I completely forgot about the verticality rule with beacons, that the beam extends up indefinitely, but it doesn't extend down. So I'm going down to the bottommost corner of where our beacon is ever going to reach. And I'm going to rebuild it down here. All righty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. I was terrified for a second that I was going to be off. But signs are looking good for Surge. Except for that. Those were bad signs. Signs, those are also James's bit. Man. Oh, yo, can I show you all something extremely cool? I forgot about, I don't know why this made me think of it, but so when I was in Amsterdam, I got to hang out with a buddy who works for Mojang, which is, you know, kind of a flex. And I didn't talk about Minecraft at all because I didn't want to make that weird. We just talked about magic because, you know, we were there for a magic convention, not a Minecraft thing. But anyways, he's a magic enjoyer and got to work with, I kid you not, the actual factual artists who make Minecraft. And check these out. So this is a zombie token. And on the back side, there's a treasure token. And on this side, I've got a food token. And look at the art for the clue token. How clever is that? Isn't that absolutely incredible? Yeah. So these are again, they're not official because, like, you know, the company did not make these, but a fan of both IPs with access to some pretty cool things made them. And they're going to be the tokens that I use forever now. Also, sorry, one last more flex. So he was giving some of those away. And then I mentioned, hey, would you be cool if I use them on camera? And he's like, yes, but I got something a little bit extra in that case. And this is the real flex. He actually went to a card manufacturer and made, I sleeved them, made foil versions of the tokens. Look at that, like actual foil. Oh, right, and I've got a chicken jockey version too. The food, and then the clue on the other side. Look at how pretty that foiling is. So that is the coolest thing I have ever gotten my hands into. And it works so well for exactly us. This beautiful little niche intersection of both Minecraft and Magic the Gathering enthusiasts. I didn't know foils was something you could just do. I didn't either. And he mentioned being like, he's like, I don't even want to tell you how expensive the foil tokens were. I'm like, you know what? Fair. I'm not going to ask. But, yeah. Some of the coolest custom tokens I have access to now. They live in sleeves forever now. Yeah, they motivated me to finally get around to sleeving most of my tokens. It's in the guys you don't want to know category, probably. Hold on, F3 plus G, so I can find the actual chunk corner here. That would be there. Now I do this. No. Oh. You're kidding. I put it in the wrong corner? It's off by 1? I'm so annoyed. Welcome back. Thank you. How much is it going to bother me if it's here instead? Maybe it's actually not a problem. Oh my goodness. Really? Surge. Whatever. Yo, we back. Hi, everybody. Hashtag brands. Thanks, Jason. Man. Well, it's good to know that some things never change. Use big sleeves, triple sleeving, so tokens don't end up in the wrong deck or things like that. So my secret for this is I put tokens in an inner sleeve, but I'm just not going to outer sleeve them. And then that way I can always tell and keep them separate. Can somebody go back and clip Surge saying he was never off? Oh, that was not an off by 1. It was a strategic relocation by an uncountable number of blocks. Still correct. I don't know what you're talking about. Really prefer sleeve tokens, use inner sleeves because they're often double-sided. So I have a mixed feeling on double-sided tokens. Because on the one hand, it's kind of handy. You need fewer tokens. But on the other hand, I often confuse which is which, right? So the Minecraft ones are perfect because they're very common tokens. Clue, food, treasure, huge. Zombie, yeah, great, right? Big fan of all of those. But when you're looking for weird things, right? You're like, okay, so I've got Phyrexian germ token on one side and servo on the other. It's hard to sort and organize them. So yeah, for the most part, I get it, but the double-sided tokens confuse me more than they help me. Oh, the beacon's in the right spot. We need to move the hole. That's fair. Thank you, Cool Dan. Yeah. Oh, Monarch and Initiative token sometimes you lose. That's a good call. Yeah. Boop. All righty. Oh, right. We are so full of junk here. First up, we have this. Now, time for... You know what? Let's put tough up top. And then we're actually going to put this smooth deep slate in there as well. That's andesite. There we go. This is our ore box. Oh, you know what I can do? Actually, hold on. Because that's probably going to all be cobbled deep slate. Let's put it up here. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. There's never enough tokens. I was not a huge token guy for a very long time, and it's only just recently changed. You know what, honestly, I think was the motivator to get me into tokens was the latest unset. The construct tokens, the star construct tokens from the unset were just the right combination of whimsical but also looking cool as heck that I started carrying those. And then once I started getting into collecting like weirdo, and I guess the initiative, I kind of always needed a token for the initiative and the monarch. Then I started being like, okay, I'm going to start caring about these and collecting them. Yeah. 145 for your, hey, good night, friend. Will I be at the Friday night paper fight tomorrow at Lur? I don't believe so. Panic checks calendar. Panic checks Lur Slack. No. Right. I wanted to be on that one, but I'm not. Nope. Someone's rice is done? Ah, you heard the song in the distance, eh? The song of my people? Yeah. Which Star token? The windmill one. That's right, Greya. Yeah. Agonite Hands Boo. Thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Boop, boop. Let's just eat it now, sweetie. That'd be amazing, yeah. Let's eat the rice while it's fresh. So to officially be back, first off, the first day I got into town, Joe was so sweet. She got us pulled pork mac and cheese that she had ready. I just like got off the plane and she's like, I thought you might be hungry, so I have this like delicious feast for you, which was incredible. But the meal that really indicated that I was home was our favorite takeout meal. We ordered from this amazing, oh my God, Joe Kim, next time you're in Victoria, I have to take you there because you're one of the few people I know that can actually handle spicy food. It's like you and Ben, and nobody else I know like actually likes spicy food. But there's this really good spicy Szechuan Chinese place I love to order from that just kills everybody else I know. Except for Joe. Yeah, Joe and I. Hello, random cave. Should I get some torches and explore this? Unlike the punch and chunk. Oh, that's nothing. Let's torch some stuff up. Wait. Oh, I should just put it in my shulker box. That'd be smarter. I'm Dutch, therefore contractually obligated to like windmills. Those tokens are rad. They're also just really good. Can't handle spicy food. Nearly got taken out by barbecue chips on more than one occasion. Oh no. What's up, Alas Babylon? Your makes me nervous. People normally only say when a streamer says something that's extremely bad to take. Am I about to get canceled? What have I said? You're giving me anxiety. All right, where are my torches at? I had stackities of torches. You found a lethal weapon in the form of Szechuan, apparently. Oh. All right, let's make more sticks. And then let's grab some of this coal, make ourselves a bunch of torches, throw all of the torches into here. Boo. And then what I can start to do now, if I just like light these up, is maybe start spawn proofing a little. Do I care? It's just a good practice. Like even if I don't end up having a mob farm in the middle here, I think it's just good practice to light everything up, right? They made a change, didn't they? Where are the Minecraft smart people at? I believe they made a change such that spawn cap is now shared between players. So if one player doesn't spawn proof their base, it doesn't hose everybody else, I think. Help me out, technical players. Is that correct? Oh, right. But anyways, to finish my thought about Szechuan food. Yeah, I'm officially back. Because Joe and I ordered from there last night. We've got lots of leftovers, so that's what's for dinner tonight. Yes! Let's try that for the first time live in front of an audience. Great idea. At my friend's recommendation, we picked up this... I can't even read what the can says. He just said, ask for the red can with the big Chinese characters on it and call it honey tea. It pairs really well with the black chicken. I'm like, okay. So I've got a mystery beverage that I've never tasted before that we're going to live enjoy for the first time together. Is this the no nasty zone? Uh-oh. What's up, George? Hey, can I just say for a quick second what an absolute amazing person German Gary Oak is? So, at MagicCon, I don't know what your experience is like, but for me at MagicCon, there are two things that are impossible to do. They're like the hardest things for me to do at a Magic convention. One is actually play Magic. Oh my God, if I actually ever get a chance to play Magic at a MagicCon, it's a miracle. I'm so busy. And two, one of the hardest things to do at a Magic convention is dinner. Dinners are so tough. They are like FOMO central because you want to see everybody, but it's impossible to have a dinner with more than 6 people because it's like herding cats and stuff like that. It's absolutely the worst. So on the Saturday morning, George just walks up to me and he's like, hey, no pressure, no expectation. I have a reservation for 10 people at a steakhouse at 8 p.m. Yes or no? And I was like, wow. Yeah, that sounds incredible. And I didn't have to do any thinking, and I got dinner. He fed me. He's a hero. Anyways, everybody please clap for German Gary Oak. You already sent out requests for reservations for Vegas. Can't help but notice that I didn't get an invite. Single tier. I don't know. That might not seem like a big deal to all of you, but it was a very big deal to me. Oh, sorry. You were asking restaurants in Vegas. I thought you were asking a guest list. I thought you were being like, yeah, I'm already putting together dinner things. Am I hoping to go to Vegas? I don't know yet. So, real talk, my goal in 2024 was to go to 2 out of 3 MagicCons because there are more members of Loading Ready Run who play Magic than there are necessarily slots in order to go to conventions. And I have already achieved that. I got to go to Chicago and I also got to go to Amsterdam. So as such, if there is a lot of demand to go to Vegas and there's not the ability for everybody to go, then I will happily and with like no badness at all give up my slot because, you know, that's only fair. That being said, mate, I had a really good time in Amsterdam, and I want to see everybody. So there you go. That's my official answer. I mean, I guess you asked hoping. I don't know. Yes. You'll be included if it happens. Don't you worry, child. Thank you. But we've never been greedy here. Thanks, Snurge. But what if 3 out of 3 Magic Cons? Hey, sneaky friend. Thank you for gifting a sub to German Gary Oak. I appreciate that. Who's going to be at Vegas? Anybody in chat already know if they're attending or not? Wait, I used 1 torch. Fascinating. George. Me! Oh, really interesting. Oh, did I not have any more ender chests? Pardon me. 1 sec. What stories of our waiter can I tell? Probably none. This is a family-friendly channel. We cannot tell any of those waiter stories. That man was a mess. I haven't decided, but your attendance would sway me. I was about to say the same thing, Gunner. I'm like, I don't know if I'd go, but if Gunner's going, I would love to meet you, Gunner. All right, so the dinner place that George took us to, and I'm going to be very selective as the stories we told. The owner was a character. And have you ever been to one of those restaurants where they like, the staff is kind of antagonistic to you in a very playful way and teases you a little? Because that was this guy's vibe. And I have never laughed so hard at a dinner before. Just everything we did, he'd find a reason to pick fun of us. But the problem was, Voxy ordered water at 8 p.m. at a restaurant, and he's like, okay. We went to a steakhouse, and she ordered the 1 vegetarian dish, and he's like, why'd you even come here? And then the problem was, he was talking to a table of a bunch of creators, so we started throwing it back pretty hard too, right? So he's like, what are you doing? Why'd you order that? And I'm like, why'd you put it on your menu? This is your fault. And then the rest of the stories get a lot looter. There was a lot of profanity thrown around by this restaurant owner, and we were having a very good time. Brightstorm Rising, what's up, friend? Thank you so much for the Prime. We're talking the type of character. We were waiting for the rest of the people to show up. We showed up very staggered. And I think like George got there and was alone for the first 10 minutes. And then Voxy and I showed up. And then so she was the only lady at the table. And then so when the owner came up, wanted to make a lewd joke just to show the type of character, literally walked behind Voxy and did like earmuffs over her ears. And I'm like, my man is just touching her, which is already kind of bold. And you're like, okay, this is the type of night we're going to have here. He's like, earmuffs. And you're like, oh no. All right. We are just getting started. So yeah, that was ridiculous. And also there was a very cute picture. Very, very cute picture of Voxy and Olivia at that dinner. I will show it to you. I'm going to be honest. Voxy and Olivia are doing most of the heavy lifting in that photo. I'm also there. Joe says she loves me. She's legally required to say that. Look at this. Look at this cute photo. Voxy and I enjoying lemonades. Olivia's also there. I don't know what Olivia's doing. And I was talking earlier about the Stroopwafel. So there's myself, there's Ash, there's Libby, and there's George looking jacked. My man, like, look at the size of your arm, dude. My God. That's the most jacked I've ever looked. Yeah. That was at a street market ordering fresh, like hot off the grill waffles. It was amazing. Oh, hello, my love. How dare you? Thank you for dinner. Joe has warned me that the dinner is spicy and I'm not allowed to choke. Joke's on you. I don't know. We got scammed by a duck. We went to a park to have coffee and snacks. And while we were there, we're sitting on a bench, we're hanging out, we're eating snacks, we're chatting. This duck walks up and it's got a limp. And we're like, oh my God, this is the saddest thing we've ever seen in our entire life. This poor duck is limping around. And they're like, we have to help it. We have to save it. We have to feed it. Oh my God, this poor duck. I hope it's okay. We're like Googling like vet services in Amsterdam. It's absolutely breaking our heart. We're chasing away other ducks that we're worried are going to bully it. Like we were going to die for this duck, right? And then a little bit later, as we're getting ready to leave, George is like, wait a second. Wasn't it limping with its right foot before? And then we looked down and it was limping with its left leg now. And we're like, hold on. Is this duck faking its limp to get food out of us? Yeah, we got played by this duck. Oh my God. Yo, Kazman, thank you for the 60. Ander Chris, thank you for the 36. What's up, friends? Thank you for the support. All right, time to head upstairs and switch. Yeah, George was looking at it being like, I think this duck is faking it. We're like, how dare you? Joe says, how dare you bad talk the Honorable Duck McQuackington. Never trust an animal that's comfortable being close to humans. They know too much, right? Yeah. We got played. Duck played the sympathy card. Got so much free snacks out of us. Betrayed our I'll never trust a duck again. All right. Pardon me. It is time to switch to fortune. But first, a little bit of food. Did you make too much rice, sweetie? George tells me you were scammed by a duck. Hi, Olivia. God, I miss you so much. Even though I got to play Magic with you like 4 hours ago. I'm trying not to share too many stories right now because I really want to do like a just chatting photo sharing stream with you again. But I'm telling Amsterdam stories instead. Hey, a sneaky friend gifted Olivia a sub. Thank you. Shivam. Oh no, it's spicy and I talk. Not gonna choke. 63 months, Shivam. That is so long. How are you, friend? Thank you for the prime. Amazing to see you in Amsterdam as well. But yeah, we got scammed by a duck, Olivia. It tugged on our heartstrings. It played us for a fool. You've survived 100 kilometers of hiking. The duck should have nothing on me. Is that what you're saying? Oh, spicy rice won't get me. Yeah. I was telling a little bit of the statistics earlier. Kilometers driven, hikes per day. But yeah. I need to hop into a DM with Nadine and Olivia and figure out if there's a time this weekend where we could sit down and like share photos and share stories and stuff. And do like an actual proper catch-up stream. So if you're just joining, this is my rather random impromptu welcome back thing. I wanted to do something bigger, but one of the really big frustrations I'm having right now is they're doing this like massive construction upgrade to all of the units in our building right now. So there's constant construction noises in the mornings, Monday to Friday, which has been really demoralizing when it comes to wanting to get back into this. Cause like, if I'm not streaming, I'm not working. And if I'm not working, I'm not making money. So like I really wanted to start, 2 days ago to get back into this immediately. And then beep, 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 all kinds of fun construction noises. And then I was going to start the stream earlier today. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. I joined Olivia for a Commander stream. And then shortly thereafter, the power just went out in the building. I got so lucky with the timing for that, but that was also not a massive comfort or inspiration when it came to the thought of trying to do another stream here. 2 days ago is when you got home. Yeah, but I was jet lagged. I'm up at 4 in the morning. I could be making content, sweetie. Came home and went hiking in NorCal. Not as epic as Iceland, but the Redwood Forests are awesome. I would love to head down there at some point and check that out. Can't wait for the next day you awake at 4 a.m. to text tomorrow morning. Hey, I slept in until 5:30 today. I'm doing great. I might even make it until 6 a.m. tomorrow. We'll see. Nadine texted at 4 and you're up. I'm so sorry, friend. Jet lag is so tough. It's weird when you realize the sun actually goes down after Iceland. Oh my God. So Olivia hooked us up with these absolutely amazing, sleep mask, I'm trying to call it. But the 24-hour sunlight was hard to get used to say the least. The manta sleep masks. Oh, those are creepers in the bottom of the hole. Interesting. Right, one night we just straight up, we went out for a hike at like 11 p.m. or something. Just because we could. It was so bright out and we weren't tired. Creeper fair or free labor? I'm telling you, I'm not James. We don't have to play by his weird peasant rules. Work smarter, not harder, chat. I like how 3 people immediately had the same version of the same joke. Somewhere this far north of the equator is rough, too much daylight. I don't even think we had, what do they call it? Civil twilight or anything like that? Like straight up. Well, so one of the issues we had when we were in Iceland is we didn't get a lot of sunlight either. It was overcast, I want to say like 90% of our trip. So the light was basically the same for 24 hours a day. Yeah, it was just bright and present, but not sunny. Yeah, just ambiently bright, which was kind of weird all of the time. Kind of like a liminal, like being trapped in a liminal space where you're like, huh, I can see, but it's weird. And I had this naive expectation that every place we went to would just have blackout curtains. That was not the case. Sounds like some kind of realm in Final Fantasy. Amazing. Oh, yeah, that's probably... I was gonna drink that. You know what? No, let's give it a try, sweetie. I'm gonna try this weird drink. Oh, right out of the can. So, at the recommendation for my friend, I have no idea what this is. It's called herbal tea. That's the only word I can read on this. I've been told this pairs extremely well. JDB herbal tea. Yes. Ja Dao Bao herbal tea. All right. Let's see how that goes. Wait, oh right. There's phone translate thing? Yo, hit me up. I don't have that app. What do you got? What do you got? Google translate this for me, chat. All right. Hopefully that was long enough. My arm's getting tired. Off by 1. How dare you? Put it back. All right. Hold on. All right. What are we looking at here? Say when. Oh my God, this quality content. I love it. But what do those words mean? It literally translated to Ja Dao Bao. All right. All right.
It made a hiss sound.
So I think it's slightly carbonated. Oh, interesting. So definitely looks like tea.
Smells nice.
You tried to scan it, but you're watching on your phone. Amazing. You want to give it a try? Very honey. Oh, it's got almost like a little bit of a ginger spice in the finish. Oh, that's delightful. So it is a black herbal honey tea thing. It's very mildly carbonated. Oh, that's delightful. And it's supposed to pair very, very well with this like spicy chicken dish. Oh, that's great. All right. Oh, Last Babylon, found it on Amazon. Water, sugar. I don't know what Masona means. Or white frangipani. Chrysanthemum, Japanese honeysuckle, heel all, and licorice. What, pray tell, is heel all? Anything in there I should be worried about? It's like a spiced tea. It's got a little bit of heat of its own because it's got, I kind of like Asuna, exactly like the Final Fantasy spell. Okay, thank you, Joe. Interesting. Oh my God, look at that packaging. Keep heatiness away. I mean, if it's supposed to pair with spicy drinks, yeah. A 24 pack for the low, low price of $70. All right. As Olivia was mentioning, we did get to find some pretty good coffee in Iceland. No Mame, but like, Mame is one of the best cafes on the planet. Oh, actually, this is not an Iceland story, so I can tell it. I got to go to an incredible cafe in Amsterdam. So at first, I was a little bit low on Amsterdam coffee. I'm going to be honest. Because when I was talking to some of my restaurant and industry friends, they were kind of low on Amsterdam as a city as well. Apologies to the Europeans if you're still awake. They mentioned that because of the sort of like the classical tourism that you can get in Amsterdam, sort of like, you know, weed cafes and sex tourism and stuff like that. I don't want to come across with value judgments on that. It's sort of the nature of the city. They didn't really focus as much on sort of like their cafes and their restaurant stuff. So they didn't have recommendations for me. And I was like, oh, and I immediately went in again, not having a low, like being like, oh, the city's going to be gross. Just like, oh, I'm just not going to be able to find really, really good places. It's kind of what the city's known for. Yeah. Kind of like Vegas, right? You're like Sin City. But on, I want to say the Sunday morning, I have to go back a second here and give some background information first. So I ran into a very, very unlikely person when I was in Amsterdam. And that would be the League of Legends LEC shoutcaster Medic, which wasn't me and also Shivam, but no, Medic. Yeah, no way. So Joe's very stoked about this. In all caps, and for people who don't watch League, you'd be like, I don't understand. And the thing that was very, very, very wild is Medic is a fan of mine, which absolutely blew my mind because he is a very big deal. Like a very, very, very big deal. Like, you know, 150,000 Twitter followers, basically shoutcasts on the highest level of this giant esports thing. It's just wild. Just like this wild moment of like, how? Why? And so I was looking for a coffee buddy, you know, just like, hey, is anybody, who do I know is willing to go on like a 3-hour coffee journey first thing in the morning before the convention? And not a lot of people say yes to that. It's like finding out that Day 9 is a lurker in your chat. Exactly, right? And yeah, and he's like, that sounds rad. I'd be down. I'm like, no way. So Sunday morning, I would have gone in a heartbeat. Well, so Sunday morning, he shows up at my hotel in an Uber. And we grabbed Nadine, who just showed up and wasn't doing con stuff, so it was free. And we drive across all of Amsterdam, and we go to a coffee shop called Fried Hats / Fuku. You wanted to come to? There was, again, so many people wanted to join for that, and it just didn't work out schedule-wise because everybody's busy, right? And I don't blame people at all. So give me a second. So Amsterdam. Where'd it go? Amsterdam? Amsterdam? Rotterdam? Amsterdam. So the convention center was here. This whole thing was the convention center. Most people's, like I was in the Nova Hotel. Most people are in the NHOW. Like most of the coffee shops are going to are like across the street and stuff like that. Fried Hats Fuku was like up here. So this was 45 minutes by train or like a 15, 20-minute drive. So like a pretty big commitment on stuff like that. And when I got there, there was another friend waiting, which I was very excited about. And that was former PPR guest Z and John were both there. And I was very excited because I had ran into them in passing and was just like, hey, if you want to go for a coffee adventure, again, no pressure. I know you're busy. Just like, if you're there, amazing. If you're not, don't worry about it. And they were both there. And then I was like, all right, time to go hard. Train or tram, both. There was no train or tram that got there. So it was a combination of both. We had to do a transfer to get there. And so there's very few cafes in the world that offer like a big selection of single origin coffees. Like places that do single origin coffee, if you're lucky, might have like 3, maybe 4 offerings. Fried Hat Fuku had 12. And so we did like this full coffee course, which was absolutely incredible. And they wanted more afterwards. So then we did an espresso course. Oh my God. Yeah. Very, very, very good. I spent probably like 100 euros on coffee. I had to. When was I ever going to come back? Olivia, you're amazing, friend. Ciao. We'll talk soon. We'll talk soon. Hey, SB, thank you so, so much for the 76 months, friend. Appreciate it. Welcome back. Appreciate the welcome back wishes. There's an incredible Algerian restaurant in that district I want to go to. Interesting. So yeah, just talking about coffee tastings and stuff. Am I doing a punch a chunk on the server? I'm digging a hole. I might be digging a square hole, layer by layer, you know. Who could say? Look, I don't want to get sued, okay? Be chill. Surge goes in the square hole. Oh my God. Legally distinct. Who here remembers the what do we call it? The pillar driller? It wasn't a punch a chunk, it was a round hole. Ooh, hello? Oh my God. Oh no. Please hold. Am I gonna die? I'm not going to die. Why is it so big? Ooh, diamonds. Oh no, it just goes forever, y'all. More diamonds. I can't go anywhere without just tripping over diamonds. Ugh. So good at this. Look at these shots. He can't miss. He says missing. All right. Oh, there's a skeleton. I should probably be using this to repair my silky pickaxe, but it's fine. Ow. Right. My armor is basically paper mache. Love exploring huge caves. It's a good time. The Caves and Cliff update was just so important to this game. Is that another iron vein? Oh my God, it might be. Holy moly. All right, now the other direction. That's a lot of bats. Now, the other direction. Hold on, quick check, Twitch chat, quick check. Canal, yay or nay? What do you think? That's a stream? Oh, I just can't please you, can I? Oh my goodness. It just keeps on going. All right. Uh, Oh my goodness. Mini canal. Goodbye forever. Yes, fight amongst yourselves, you fools. Nibbles! Hi, friend. How are you? Oh my god. 31 months of the god sub. Thank you so much, friend. I really do appreciate the support. Boop. All right. It's not exhaustive, but we have done an okay job of getting some torches in here, you know? Let's take those diamonds as a prize and get out. Wait, singular? Take that diamond as a prize and get out. Wait, unless... Oh my god. Let's go. Was that 5? Ooh, and fancy pants. You know what? I don't need you or you or you. You know, the second we find a real canal, we're going to spam chat until that happens. Not a canal. I'll get you a canal. I promised. I never said when, though. That huge cavern under your chunk adjacent to. The fact that we didn't drill into that is so funny. Like, look if we had been one chunk over, right? We could have mined into all of that. We've actually been in, like, really, really solid stone. We had a little mini canal around there. And then that little cave. And otherwise, that's it. This has been just solid the whole way. I'll put the canal in the day before the next vanilla update. Did somebody say holes? What's up, Yalk? All right. How are we doing, by the way? 0! Well, well, well. If it isn't my old friend, the halfway point. How are we doing? 2.5 hours, halfway. Haven't been distracted even once yet. We flying. So let's talk about plans and milestones for this world. Because I really want to find like a narrative through line. I think it's a lot of fun when we kind of tell a story. And I don't really have a great base plan yet, other than just like, I want to build farms and I want to chill out and I want to kind of like have a good time for all this. This is just post-trip meditation and to get a bunch of resources. Yeah, we don't really have like a reason. So I think what we're going to do is A, finish the hole. B, start working on like a basic idea for our starter base, which is going to be the interior courtyard of what's going to be some type of like fort. But our base is going to be the courtyard. And I'm not going to worry about the exterior than the interior. We're just going to work on the interior first, which is kind of funny. Then we're going to do some starter farms to get all the resources we need to sort of get out of the post-scarcity economy. And then canal. Because we did a big subathon, and I promised you all a canal. Also, I got to take Ben out for ice cream sometime soon. Did I show you the photo I got with Jason Rainville? Oh my god, the token art and the story behind it? I believe so. If that all sounds familiar to you. That was rad. You can share that story with chat if you want. It's a very cool story. You shared it on social media, right? I did. Amazing. All right, this goes here. Cobble is there. Excellent. I'm thinking your home station should be a base. You even told your therapist? That's very sweet. Hey, sometimes it's important. Share your W's, right? This is so spicy. I love it. I'm sweating. Worth, though. Papa Bard, thank you very, very much for the 12 months. And that is actually, we've actually had a lot of milestone subs today, and I haven't been calling them out, and I apologize. In my defense, I'm still jet lagged. But 12 months is a butterbean, and that's a big deal around here. If we can get some hearts celebrating that butterbean, I'd really appreciate it. Gunner, if you've got the meme handy, I'd love to see it. It's been a while. But thank you very, very much. Yeah, we had a 36 months earlier. We had a 60 month earlier. We've had a lot of new beans today. Hang on, I'm AFK. All right, all right. Does it go butter than diamond? Yes, it goes butter, diamond, emerald, netherrack, netherite. The netherrack bean. Really, the bougiest of them all. Oh, here we go. Here we go. New butterbean. Congrats. As I opened chat there, I couldn't help but notice Jason as well. Jason always does these phenomenal mega builds, and I'm really curious what his goal is on this server. Serge, come back on my show and have a pleasant directionless chat. Yes. yeah. I'm it. I don't know. Always, whenever. My pleasure. Yeah. You have zero idea what to do? Surely there's got to be another civilization world wonder. You've made the gardens. You've made the Library of Alexandria. You've made the Great Lighthouse. How about a big wall, Jason? Oh, man, chat. How many of you remember the Hosk wall? Speaking of walls. Oh. That's Hosk copyright? That's fair. Yeah, but his was kelp, but that's fair. Been reaching out to folks and asking if they'd be down to get on a call recorded or not, just to have pleasant human interactions as adults, you know? It's really funny, Shivam, because you're like, that sounds great. And in my mind, I was just like, wow, why is it easier for me to schedule work than it is for me to schedule like social time? That's probably not a healthy response. Capitalism, yeah. Pardon me. The the Hoskwall on the Desert Bus server was so much fun to watch happen. Did I miss that there was a Hoskwall? I didn't know that it happened. Was that the most recent year or what? Oh my god. Wait. If you don't know geography, it goes Poland, Czechoslovakia, Holland, Venezuela, Africa, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and then Switzerland. What are you quoting? What? Is that the Animaniacs, Mr. Nibbles? The Hoskwall's on every Hosk server. That's fair. That's fair. Last year, I did ask people not to share Desert Bus last year. And you know what? I appreciate that, Tide Hollow Cat. Yeah, it was moving at the time. I was living in Alberta. Living with my family. That was an interesting experience. I'm glad more people could experience the Hoskwall. The Hoskwall that I remembered was like 5 years ago, longer. Oh. Joe's sending me very important. Oh my God, chat. Hold on. Please hold. I need to show you this. Focus. Look. Look. It's a little frog in a little bath with a little towel on its head. Thank you for sending me that, Joe. Joe said it was for later. I can't ignore a message from you, my love. So Joe doesn't have her own Instagram account. This is an important part of the story. So what'll happen is we'll both be scrolling through our shared Instagram account, e.g. my Instagram account, and then just like finding photos of cute animals and then sending the links to each other. But then of course, as we find more and more cute animals and we're seeing them on the same account, it just like further tunes our algorithm to more of them. So our Instagram account is perfect videos of like people petting owls and small round frogs and turtles and you know, it's an okay system. Serge, did I do a hot spring? Yes, but did you know that oh my God, first off, Iceland is shockingly expensive. Now, people will tell you that Iceland is expensive. And until you experience it yourself, you have no idea how expensive it is. And like, I went to Switzerland and I was like, wow, this is really expensive. And it shocked me. It is truly horrifically expensive. Yes. But the weird thing is food in particular, because like some of the things that you get kind of make sense. They're like a little bit more expensive. So for example, I can't do math for Americans when it comes to gasoline. Like I'm not even going to worry about it. But like in Canada right now, in Victoria, gas is $1.80 a liter. And in Iceland, gas was $2.90 a liter. Which, you know, you're like, okay, that's pretty expensive, but it's not like shockingly expensive. You're like, it's about like 70% more, but it's a small import island country. That doesn't shock me too much. I think for the Americans, I think that's like $11 a gallon or something. Just to emotionally prepare yourself for stuff like that. So like, I think of that being as pretty expensive, but you're like, okay, like that makes sense. We got a bowl of lamb stew. Not even a big one, not even a bougie one, just like basic lamb stew, which is about as traditional as an Icelandic meal as you can get. It was $35 for a bowl of stew and side bread. $35. I could not believe how expensive the food was. That's why all you ate were hot dogs. One of the big, I mean, you're getting me into Iceland stories, and I want to do a retelling of everything with Olivia and Nadine. Hugo, we'll talk about Hugo then too. Then George. Was the stew good at least? Yeah, but not $35 good. Oh, Joe, you're confusing that with a different stew. The best stew I can't, no more Iceland stories. That'll have to be the special Iceland stream. You're going to make me run out of stories to tell when the girls are here. Or retell them. Joe's yelling at me that I didn't share the deck story prior to now. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm hoping to go to Iceland in 2026 for the next eclipse. Yeah, there's a full solar eclipse happening in Iceland. Book now if you want to. So the stew was pretty good. I mean, once again, so Icelanders have the most... Oh, no, I'm telling more stories. Joe says, what are you still going to do when you're digging a hole? Then tell stories. That's fair. Just leave it. I'll have some more later, and I'll finish that too. I will. I love you, sweetie. Joe's giving me a face like, why haven't you finished all of your dinner? Yeah, we could share more Netherlands stories. Classic the Dutch, am I right? Living in New York City means my guide for upper bound of costs is really borked. Yeah, but would you pay $35 for a bowl of stew? How borked is borked here? Let's be real. Where was I putting my tough? Is that it? Have I literally only mined 13 tough? That can't be right. We only want Iceland stories when it comes to your time in the Netherlands. We don't give it in Amsterdam. Dang. All right. How about Rachel smoking me in Canadian Highlander? Highlight of my trip, honestly. Oh my God, the bluntness of the Dutch. All right, all right. More Amsterdam stories, So, Saturday morning. Oh God, I got some really good Amsterdam stories. All right, Saturday morning. I go out for, oh man, I have to tell this in order though. The story is better if I tell it in order, so I'll have to work my way up to it. Yeah, all right. Saturday morning. It's early. I'm jet lagged. I want to go for coffee. And so I reach out to Vince, aka Pleasant Kenobi. And he's got a buddy who's like a big coffee enthusiast. And we're like, hey, we're going to go for coffee. This is going to be great. Wait, was that Friday night too? Oh, crap. I do have to start there. Okay. George is right. Oh my God. All right. So oh God, hold on. Don't blow up. Never mind. Friday night. Ooh, diamonds. Friday night. Oh no. Okay, everything is fine. It's Friday night. And for whatever reason, I don't love this decision, but for whatever reason, on Friday night is when they decided to have all of the parties. The first night. I don't know about y'all. Is that weird to anybody else? It was weird to me. So it's like 6:30 at night. A lot of the parties are starting. People are like heading out. They're getting ready to do stuff. And I have become basically desynced with everybody in terms of like the people who were going to go to the party have already gone for dinner. And as far as I know, I'm the only person who had no interest in going to either of the parties. I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm jet lagged. It's Friday. I've got 2 more days of the convention to make it through. And on top of that, I really, really, really don't want to get sick because I've got this like amazing trip planned afterwards. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to the party. And so it's like, yeah, pretty early in the evening. And I've sent out a couple of DMs to people who I like, the people that I knew were going to go to the party. I didn't bother messaging. And basically, I'm drawing up blanks. And then so Vince sends me a message and he's like, come have dinner. We're going to have dinner at like 8:30. And I'm like, that's way too late, man. Like, I don't want to wait that long. I'm just going to get a snack and call it an early night. Like, thank you for the invite. And he's like, well, you know, we can make this work. Like, give me some time, some flexibility. I'll see if I can make it happen earlier. I'm like, that's very sweet. Don't worry about it. You know, he's being a really good guy. He basically tries like 3 different times to get me to come to dinner. And I'm flattered, I'm humbled, but I'm like, no, this is just not going to work out. You're eating way too late. So I'm walking from my hotel to this little restaurant strip near the convention center, 100% prepared just to have dinner alone, which is kind of a rare pleasure. There's, I don't know, sometimes it's tough to want to have dinner alone. And like I said earlier, like dinners at Magic Cons are so hard because of FOMO and all kinds of weird stuff like that, but I'm going to have dinner alone. And as I'm walking towards the restaurant section, I run into Ash Lizzle and her fiance, and she's literally wearing the belt, champion of Game Nights Live Amsterdam. And she's like, what up, Serge? I'm the champion. Come have dinner with me. I'm like, you know what? All right, that sounds kind of rad. Like, this is a chance encounter. That's very sweet. Sure. And she's like, yeah, we're about to turn around. We're about to go to dinner. I just got to go to the hotel and turn around and change stuff. I'm like, sweet. Awesome. All right. I've got plans. This is very funny. What a lovely little bit of serendipity. And she's like, yeah, I'm going with some friends. Like, Vince is going to be there. Vince, the guy I just turned down 3 times. I have now said I'm in for that dinner. So I'm panicking and I send Vince a DM and I'm like, hey man, change. Thanks, Drick. Hey man, yeah, change of plans. You know what? I'd love to have dinner tonight. I'm not going to tell this part of the story. Right? So we get to the hotel. The girl, and I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. This feels like they made it sound like they were going for dinner immediately, and Vince made it sound like I was going to have to wait 90 minutes for dinner. And Vince is like, all right, so I'm just going to go to this pre-party, but as soon as y'all get organized, I'll hop in a cab and I'll meet you for food. I'm like, okay, well, I'm never going to see Vince again, but sure, we can make this work. And I sit down in a hotel lobby, again, being told that they would be right back down. I sit there for like 35 minutes while all these other people who I previously thought I had no chance of seeing just like walk by me off for their own dinner plans. I'm like, my God, today is just such a ridiculous mess. And then it turns out that this was another dinner that was being organized by George, our good friend, German Gary Oak in the chat. I'm like, no way. What are the chances? So he goes off early. And he wanted to go to this steakhouse, but he didn't have a reservation. And so he got there and it was full. But we didn't know that until we were all already on our way driving towards there. So suddenly we have a bunch of hungry people. It's later in the day. We've got this sort of upper time limit because they want to go to the party. And Vince is sending these DMs being like, all right, where you ended up? What's the plan? Where should I head? And we're like, we don't know. And then out of just panic and convenience, we end up finding this like actually very decent curry restaurant that's right there. And then poor Vince, after all of this, he's like, oh no, you ended up at a curry place? One of the buddies that I'm with has a really sensitive stomach. We can't make curry work. You know what? You two go without us. So at the end of the day, Vince invites me 3 times to have dinner with him, and I end up stealing his spot at the dinner reservation he was trying to invite me to. Dinners are so hard at Magic Cons. They really are. Volpier, did I say thank you for the 50, the half year? I don't know if I missed you or not, but thank you. Your Instagram is all cute stuff. This is why you don't go to Magic Cons. Wait, how many conversations are we having now? It's all good. Oh wait, people are sharing stroopwafel photos in Discord. Which channel, sweetie? Ooh, hello? Homemade stroopwafel? So this is the stroop, which apparently, I don't know what it actually is. And then you need a very fancy knife. Like you make it and then you laser thin cut it down the middle. And then you pour that stuff inside of the middle. And then you can't really see it from the side profile. But oh my God, those look so good. Those look so good. So the next day, this gets to the part of the story that George was hinting to before. The honesty of the Dutch. So that night while we're having dinner, we make plans. It's George, Ash, Lizzle, Libby, and myself. We make plans to go on like a coffee adventure and to go to a market to get some stroopwafels. But before that, I feel super bad that I've ditched Vince. And I want to get up early in the morning as well. And I want to have coffee with him and his buddy John, because John's also like a big coffee enjoyer. And we're like, nice, we can nerd out about this. This is all great. So we get up early. It's like 8-ish or something like that. And at about, I want to say like 8:45, we sit down at one of the nicer coffee shops that's right across the street from the convention center. I order 3 pour-overs. But like I order, I pay, I sit down, and then as soon as my butt hits the seat, I'm about to introduce the coffees that I've selected. I get a DM from Lur Slack being like, Serge, we're recording something right now. Where are you? And I'm just mortified. I'm like, no. How is this possible? So I'm like, Vince, John, I'm so sorry. I need to go. Run across the street to the convention center. We filmed this short bit that we were doing with some of you may have seen it on Instagram. We got like cards graded for this cool, it was actually like a very fun little video where we all took cards from our collection and then threw them in to be graded and saw like whose card was the worst. There was like a part 1 and a part 2 about that whole video. Completely missed the memo that we were recording that. So sprint in, get that done, sprint back, and as I sit down, they're done their coffee and they're about to leave. So I've now done Vince dirty 2 days back to back. Oh. And then, yeah, actually, give me a second. I want to catch up on a couple of messages in chat before we talk about the honesty of the Dutch. Yeah. My rules for group dinners at magic events are basically, if I'm in charge or scheduling, everyone has to know we will leave you behind if you fall behind. Yeah, super important. For sure, for sure. Cheese bar Thursday, Italian with Grandma Kathleen Friday. Delightful. Con food Saturday, Italian with Singaporeans on Saturday. Oh, nice. The only time I went to a MagicCon, I went solo, so I haven't had to deal with any of this. I think the issue is, with MagicCon in particular, there are so many friends at these MagicCons that I never get to see. And you want to see everybody. And everybody wants to see everybody. But it's just not practical. And as such, it's this awful feeling of like FOMO and anxiety. And like a lot of people can probably relate to that, right? Like I have 3 days to see 800 people that I love and like 4 meals to make it happen. And it's absolutely impossible. And so often it's just like, who is literally in front of me this very second? Because otherwise, just like how, right? What were the coffees? I got, they had a pour over service. They had an Ethiopian, a Colombian, and a Costa Rican were the 3 things that we ordered. It's like a speed dating match, yeah. So anyways, after I've completely offended Vince and his buddy John for the second time in 12 hours, I walked them back to the hotel and then immediately turned around and had the second coffee adventure for the day with Ash Lizzle, Libby, and George / German Gary Oak. And I was like, okay. I didn't actually even get to have coffee that morning because before I had a sip, I had to run out and they were finished it by the time they came back. So we went a little bit deeper into Amsterdam. Ash and Libby sort of took point and took us away from the strip and found us like an authentic Dutch market to check out for stuff like that. And we found a really good cafe that was nearby. And I wanted to do a coffee tasting. And this was so weird. They were so busy that they were doing takeout only. And like they had a big table service area in the back. And I was like, why, could we maybe sit there? And I try to do this I try and do this Canadian thing where I don't know, it's kind of Weasley to sort of like politely manipulate the scenario. I'm like, hey, we're really hoping to do like sort of a nicer coffee tasting, enjoy your slow bar and see how all that would work, And the barista just looks at me and they're like, you shouldn't do it here then. I'm like, what? Just this harsh to my face rejection. And they're like, oh, sorry, I'm Dutch. I'm really blunt. Just wow. The honesty of the Dutch. Anyways, we had to do our coffee tasting in to-go cups. And that's when we sat down in the park. And that's when we got played a fool by that duck. Oh my God. Gunner, this might be your finest work of all time. Incredible. Is this dinner plans simply stabbing your friend in the back? I've got a Stroopwafel video from George. Unfortunately, here's a very random question. Is there a PC version of the WhatsApp? I've only started using WhatsApp after having gone to Europe for the first time last year. They do have a web browser? Interesting. Oh, right, because it's Facebook, isn't it? Yeah, as a North American, I ignored WhatsApp for basically as long as I could until I went to Europe last year. And now I'm a believer. But again, I only really use it to talk to long-distance friends so far. I got an eSIM while we were traveling. And it meant my phone number didn't work. But Joe and I were able to use WhatsApp to keep in touch the whole time. Hey, what's up, Prav? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in. It's like the only way to communicate long distance for sure. Everybody in Europe uses it. Everybody in the world uses it, except for North Americans. Maybe Canadians don't use it because our internet plans are so expensive. How are we doing for room? China and Korea have their own thing. That's fair. That's fair. Punching a chunk, just a little square hole. I don't want to say anything that might get me sued. What were you up to, Pravakun? How was your stream? Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I guess I could be, because I've met all my international friends through streams, but I talk to everyone through Discord. Discord's fair too. The issue with Discord is, at least for me, I don't like using it. Like if I ever use Discord voice chat wise, it's at the computer. But like WhatsApp is just so easy to call and text people. So I use them for like very different things, if that makes sense. Common in Australia too. That doesn't surprise me, yeah. You didn't even know that voice app or WhatsApp does voice? It's basically text and call. It's WhatsApp is text and call, but it uses data instead of a cell phone plan. It's so good. Solving puzzles like a beast, playing Islands of Insight. I'm so proud of you for being able to stream a puzzle game. I will never be able to stream a puzzle game. I'm too embarrassed of looking dumb in front of Twitch chat. He says, putting a beacon perfectly in the corner. You don't use WhatsApp because you don't trust Facebook? That is very fair. One of my best friends moved to London, though, and basically ignored me for 4 years. And then I got WhatsApp, and now we text all the time. So... now he doesn't ignore me. Coincidence? There's somebody behind this wall. Puzzle games are your jam. Oh man, speaking of games that are my jam, there is a super hype, like blocky tower defense game coming out soon called Cataclysmo. And I got sent a key for it, and I'm very, very hype about that. And I have no idea if and when I'm ever going to find the time. Why am I so busy for the next 3 weeks? We've got the stupid... Ugh. We have a subathon into a PPR, and I'm jet-lagged? All I want to do is play video games. And vibe. And instead... I'm a busy, busy, busy man. So busy. As you can look at how exhaustingly busy I am right now as I dig this hole in Minecraft. Streamers, they're just like us. I put on my pants one leg at a time, just like you. You gotta hustle? Yeah. Well, well, well. Hey, Ender Chris, thank you very, very much for 100 biddies. Throwing bits at Surge so he can play games. I do appreciate that. I like legitimately appreciate that. Thank you, friend. 12 stacks of stone. Smooth or cobbled? Looks at hole. Hey, Yalk. Woo, 3 months. 3 months of subs at Heather. Thank you so much. Get hustled. Man, everybody is trying to pass stone around. Like, please. Take my stone. The kindness wars are beginning. Ooh. Dang, Heather. You look so good with that emote. Just saying. Please. I'm not digging a chunk. I don't want to get sued. We need a cover here, chat. What should if I'm asked, what should we say we're doing? Hey, Nibbles with the $5 dono. Thank you. My favorite type of joke is the dad joke, despite how often people view them as a socially awkward or improper act or remark, and the fact that I don't actually have any children. Oh my God. The punchline. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a faux pas. No. Don't laugh. It only makes him stronger. Sadly, you don't have a dab emote. All good. We're kicking the pillar, clearing the rubble, excavating the basement. There you go. As long as I don't fall into the hole. Yeah, James can't sue me. Good call. Actually, Heather, to that end, this is unbelievable. I know a lot of people associate James with falling, but my fall emote is like 3 years older than his. Unbelievable. Talk about bit infringement. Am I right? Thank you very much, Nibbles. I had to overcome the groan in order to thank you properly. That just means he branded it better than you did? Man. His is better? Arguably false. Hold on. You like it? This is just letters. Where is the creativity there? Oh, I'm mining a well. I like that too. You assumed that I made it to make fun of him? Oh God. When I first started streaming, we actually started doing fall counts in every stream. Because I'd be like making redstone and I'd fall off stuff. I think fall counts actually predated the squeak count. Now I'm infringing on Cam's bit. Oh my God. TQ made both of them. My fall emote was actually made by Featherweight, for what it's worth. So anyways, yeah, we were falling, we were laughing, we were loving, just like those motivational posters, fall, laugh, love. And then James Turner comes around, and all of a sudden, he's the fall guy. My name is James, and I fall in holes, haha. And everybody forgot about me, the OG faller. Unbelievable. I'm strip mining like my favorite magic card. There we go. James isn't here, so I'll take Surgicide on most things right now. Thank you, Heather. See? Heather's always got my back. No! Gunner, no memes when I'm in the nether. Jeez. Gunner trying to kill me here. Let's try this again. All right, we gotta go repair our tools. Hello, Ender friends. No. We're talking about Irene, my perfectly original OC. Don't steal. The Ben reference is naming everything Kevin. Yeah, between Kevin and Irene. Excuse you? Yes? What's up, Joe? How can I help you? Go ahead, Joe. You were there for the creation of Irene? Yes, my first ever stream. I named a chicken in a boat Irene. You really are Surge the Bit Thief Jaeger? No, but legitimately, I did have fall first. You can tease me about Irene. I won't compromise on... I fell first, okay? One of these days, I want to make a version of this farm that doesn't use just hoppers underneath and instead has pistons, so you can just let them fall through and clear all of the whatchamadoodles. That'd be cool. The streamer who cried, OC, don't steal. You appreciate that I turn my sound off? Oh my god, there's only so many times I can listen to the Enderman jump scare, and I'm like, nope. Surge fell first, but in the style of Han shot first. All righty. Okay. So Silky goes here, Smashy goes here. Eventually, I'll get better gear. Let's just chill for a second until we absorb all this experience. And then we'll move on. Oh, I don't have any rockets on me. Ha, joke's on you. I sure do. So yeah, Amsterdam was the best magic convention I had ever been to, despite making an absolute fool of myself in coffee shops and restaurants. In conclusion, con good. Hey, what's up, Snouts? Thank you very much for the resub. Welcome back. Happy 2 months. I hope I'm well. I'm so good. I am so refreshed. Sometimes you don't realize how tired you are until you have like an actual vacation and you get a chance to sort of just like exhale and stop thinking about work for a bit. Yeah. 2 weeks was very, 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 very good. And now I have to somehow schedule a like an actual Iceland recap trip. Favorite experience on the whole trip. So I'm going to do like an actual deep dive recap one. I've just been having trouble scheduling it between jet lag and like contractors working on awful loud noise construction things in every single unit in our building. Blech. But so MagicCon Amsterdam was the best MagicCon I've ever been to by like a mile. And the best part of Iceland was renting a car and having the freedom to basically do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted. Which is a little bit spooky sometimes, but ultimately was such a fun idea. No, I can't say anything because then I have to explain it. So do they drive on the other side in Iceland? No. So I think, correct me if I'm mistaken about this. I think the only places in the world where they drive on the other side of the car are England, Japan, and Australia? Correct me if I'm mistaken. It's like rarer than you think. There's not a lot of places that have the right-hand drive. I'm probably going to be wrong. People are going to name like 30 other countries. South Africa too. Oh, and New Zealand. Okay. I've never been to New Zealand or South Africa, so. But it's like not that much. So for example, like the majority of Europe is on the same side, except for England inexplicably. I don't know why. Scotland, Wales, and both of the islands as well. Oh, and also Germany. Really? Oh, no. I assumed like all of continental Europe was on the same page. And then the Germans are like, nope. You just cross a random border in the EU on the same landmass and then suddenly you'd have to switch sides of the road? Really? I thought maybe at least if it was like the UK or something, it makes sense. You're like, okay. It had to do with horses. Maybe. Not Germany is right-hand drive? Okay, that makes more sense. What was the spooky part about renting a car? The spooky part about renting a car is suddenly having to worry about your own itinerary in a big way. And one of the things that we did was up until a certain point of the trip, we just didn't plan anything, which was great. We're like, okay, we've got accommodations for like the days that we leave and accommodations for the days that we arrive and the days that we leave. And in everything between, we have nothing. We're just like on a random side of Iceland in the busy season with no accommodations, no itinerary, no nothing. Let's see what happens. And we made it work. Definitely not the style of trip for everybody. Not planning things seems fake. It's neat. We have we've always said that if things went wrong on our trip, that we'd be like, yeah, we could be flexible, and then yet it always just works out, which is good. My mom isn't even listening to the stream and you gave her anxiety. Dang. Oh, let's go back to the drive side conversation. Crusher says a lot of former British colonies also have right-hand drive. So India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Malaysia, and a bunch of places in the Caribbean and East Africa. Interesting. Indonesia as well. That makes sense, right? If the British showed up and they're like, deal with all of this. I mean, that's very English too. Couple in South America as well. India is the other big one. Okay, so it's slightly more common. I stand corrected. How are we doing? Minus 17. Yeah, I don't think I'm finishing this today, y'all. I thought if I started with good tools and a beacon the whole way, this would be way faster and I'd be done already. But turns out these punch-a-chunkers are pretty intense. Wait, Iceland did drive on the left until 1968. No kidding. Thank you for that little bit of trivia there, Crusher. I had no idea. The most celebrated holiday on Earth is independence from the British. Oof. Dang. No! Gunner! How could you? Dang, that's a good photo of James. Love that emote, Joe. All right, let's finish this layer. And then I'm still jet lagged and I'm starting to fade pretty hard right now. It is... What time does my body think it is? At my worst, I was 7 hours off biological, and I think I'm probably only 4 hours jet lagged currently. 7 hours. So my body would have thought it was about 1 in the morning currently. A picture of James looking should be on the back of his autobiography. Yeah. The James Turner story. It's 2 a.m. for you right now, so 1 a.m. seems about right. Yeah. So I managed to sleep in until 5:30 a.m. today. I was very proud of myself. But no, my sleep has still been pretty messed up. Stupid jet lag. You think that's a desert bus photo? I mean, the desert bus photographers do a very good job of making people look handsome in those photos. That doesn't surprise me. Oh my God, Heather, no. James's biography is a real page turner. Heather. Heather. Oh, don't you dare take her side, chat. I haven't done a lot of big trips, but my tip is to try and stay up until your regular time. I've been trying to. I could only make it till about... I think my first night, I forced myself to stay up until 8 p.m., which was pretty good. And then last night, I made it... God, I was exhausted. I think I stayed up almost until 9. What are we going to do, Serge? Take your side? Dang. Alrighty. You know what? Good hole, everybody. Excellent digging. Oh, no! We caught ourselves. Everything is fine. Yeah. We're getting lots of materials so that when we eventually become motivated enough to build our base... Actually, you know what I'm going to do before we call it? I'm going to expand my crops. I'm going to expand my crops. Put that in the shame box. Let's put that there. James is still digging with stone. Told you, skill diff, chat. So what if I... Yeah, let's start doing that like creator thing where you just cover a field in... just cover a field in wheat seeds, you know? Oh my God. Should I get netherite for a hoe? First thing we make is a netherite hoe? No. That's too much. So I know I'm going to want to build with a bunch of mud and packed mud. So I'm really going to start getting the wheat going. I don't even know if I have a hoe yet. I must have like an iron hoe or something breaking somewhere. One of the other things I want to do to flex on... Oh, geez. That iron hoe is almost dead. One of the other things I want to do to flex on James is I want to break as few tools as possible this whole playthrough. We'll see where we end up, if that's possible. It's a lot of seeds. Good. That'll show him. Yeah. Old casual Minecraft Turner, we call him. All right. So I've got a bucket. And now it's time to start making things pretty. All right. So first things first. Oops. What you do is you hide it. This is what all the big Minecraft YouTubers are doing these days. Big wheat fields. You've already won. How many tools has he broken at this point? Like 17, 18 million? I also have to flax on James. Done and done. 1, 2, 3, 4. It means I should probably put one here-ish. Maybe there-ish as well. He stopped caring about stone breaks. I mean, he stopped caring about most breaks a while ago, too. Hey, Roigbov! Thank you very much for using your Prime here, friend. Thank you for the welcome back wishes as well. Means a lot, friends. Thank you, everybody who's joined so far today. I realized it was a bit of an unusual time to stream today. And I've appreciated the late night vibes. All right, let's do this for starters. Did I say flax instead of flex? Am I that tired? Or people just making fun of me? I mean, both are fair. You were making a pun? Oh, okay, thank goodness. All right, let's get planting. Good luck with the wheat fields. Need to get food in me. Be well. Thank you again for the raid, friend. Appreciate you. Wait. Oh, that should be hydrated. It's close enough. Oh. All right. So these are getting a little too far away. That's fine. Getting unhydrated. It's funny. I honestly thought about doing a Surge After Dark tonight. And then I was just like, it's kind of weird for my first stream back to not be on the main channel. I struggled. I struggled a lot with trying to figure out what to do. All right. Is that going to look cute? Probably. I think I have to start a little bit higher up. I mean, that looks all right. Eventually what we can do is we can make this whole area bigger. Make the whole thing bigger. And then also like expand it around the corner or something. I think I have to do a little bit of terraforming too. Like maybe get rid of this little nubbin. And then this will look really cute. Actually, I can just get rid of this nubbin now. Dang, look at that. Well, now I just want to plant some more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of weird, but here we are. All right, there we go. One more big field. Now we're cooking with wheat. And then something I can do to make that look cute later on is add like some leaves and whatever to it. Add some leaves, add some hay bales, add some details. Again, trying to make this place feel a little bit more like a base eventually, right? Probably need a torch around here now. There's only one surge stream. Right. Yeah, of course. Of course. What other surge stream could there possibly be? Chill, everybody. There you go. A little bit of terraforming. We'll figure something out soon. I'll get back to the V Rising playthrough. Pretty quick there, friends. Pretty quick. All right. With that, then, everybody, let's call it a day. Oh, thank you very much for joining me for this rather random, impromptu late night stream. It does mean a lot. There's been so many well wishes. There's been subs. There's been bits. There's been puns. It's great to see you. I've missed you tremendously. I do hope to get back to a regular schedule soon. I just have no idea how, if, and or when. My schedule is so messed up right now, both because of sleep stuff, but also because of like building construction. There's just like so much awful construction noise in my building right now, and it makes it really hard. Even if you can't hear it on the stream, I have to listen to it, and that makes it very challenging to want to work around as well. But I love you all to bits. I missed you. It's so great to be back, and I think definitely on Saturday we'll do a regular morning stream, like 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. start and all that stuff, and then hold on, because I'm pretty sure there's no construction on the weekends. Am I doing anything else? Do I have like a lure meeting or something I'm not aware of this Saturday? God, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll have to check my schedule. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back, and I missed you. All right, we're going to raid Erica. You want to watch somebody dig a hole? Well, dang. Do I have a stream for you? Friends, thank you very, very much. Have a great night, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.